Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mental Health Chat. This is episode 7, and I'm super excited. Hello, Rebecca. I am the Shamrock Pixie, aka Des, and I am opening up the panel for anybody who would like to join. I'm going to drop the link in chat. There we go. So I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Gotta reset something over here. I hope everybody is having a good day. How is everybody's Valentine's Day? Hello, Precious. I'm horrible at names and I do apologize. Hello, honey. Thank you for being here. The bargain effect. He's in the house. So how was everybody's Valentine's Day? Mine was pretty good. I got awesome. I got a little saying from my honey. And let me see if I can get this so you guys can see it. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's not real easy to see, but it's on my window over here, and it says, always remember, let me get this set back up. It says, always remember you are brave, braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. It was awesome. I love it. He worked on it. And I came downstairs to let him know I was going to go drop off packages. And he was like, no, come over here. Don't come over here. I'm like, okay. But in exchange, I made him a shirt that he really wanted, which is right here. It is, let me see if I can get this to work here. It says, absolute waste of time, impeached flavored vodka, crafted by Democrats from bitter liberal tears, bold claim, zero proof, 750 ml. So he really wanted that, so I made that for him. He had no idea. Hello, The Comfortable Life. Welcome. Oklahoma, awesome. I think that's Oklahoma. Okay, yeah, I think that is. But welcome. Wait for a few more people to come in. I did drop the link in chat if anybody wanted to join the panel today. Hello, Nana Tink Treasures. Welcome. Denise, welcome, my friend. How are you feeling today? Much love to you. Let me see if I can drop the link. Better? Oh, that's awesome to hear. I know you've been hurting a lot, so I've been praying for you. Oh, wow. Perla says, my Valentine's Day, I spent all day on the road to Texas. Did you have fun, at least? Rebecca says, parts for heater aren't going to be here until Monday and waiting on plumber. Ooh, yeah, me and her were talking, and keep her in your prayers, her family in your prayers. Their heater went out, and it's just a big old mess. So keep them in your prayers, please. Oops. All right, there we go. Advana. And I am going to throw up my Gmail for anybody who would like to contact me after the show. If you need to talk, I'm trying to figure all this out. It's been a little bit. So Justin with RVA flips needs prayers also. Okay, yep, keep him in your prayers as well. Not sure what's going on, but I hope Justin's okay. It was a sad trip. It was a sad trip. It's for my uncle's funeral this weekend. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Much love to you. Much love to you. Funerals are never fun. It's getting better. Denise says, it's getting better. One of my awesome prayer warriors. Not where I want it, but better. I'm still a hot mess. Or I'd be there, sweetie. Yeah, oh, B. Well, I thought it was kind of neat. Gotta love autocorrect. Seems everyone has been sick. I'm on my 3rd week. Steroids, antibiotics. I'm finally feeling I can maybe get something done today. Prayers to all those in need. Yes, prayers to you as well. Yeah, our house, it's going through our house. It's like a big old loop. Again, I was sick this week, and so was Tommy, and so were the kids. And it's like every time we seem to feel better, it hits us again, and it's not fun. Like this morning, Tommy woke up, he's not feeling good. Sorry, I didn't want to cough in everybody's face real loud. So it's I don't know what's going on with this sickness. It's horrible. I was reading that it's worse this year than it was, or this season for being ill, than it has in previous years. And so it's pretty crazy. Yeah, exactly. It will not go away. And I mean, we live in Wisconsin, so our house right now is closed up because of the fact that, it's cold outside, and they so you can't air out the house here. Okay, so I just got a message. My Valentine's Day was hot. Whoa. Did they have a fire? Justin have a fire? Okay, let me pull that up on Facebook. And family and fur babies are okay. That is all I know. Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Now let me pull that up. Just pray for them. See if I can find it. I'm not sure which site that's on. It looks like they had a fire, but I can't find it at the moment. Let's see. Sorry about that. Hey, everybody. Loves and hugs. Alvin's surgery is Monday, about 3 hours away. I'll be home, so he won't worry about me. His choice, not mine. I need it to be as stress-free as he can be. Yeah. Please keep Alvin, Denise's husband, in your prayers. He is going in for surgery, so his brother is going to stay with him the whole time. Our youngest son will be with him Monday. Awesome. At least he'll have some people there. I know that he worries about you, but we'll definitely keep him in our prayers, and I will let Darlene and them know as well. I'm sure they probably already know, but just to make sure. Yeah, Nana, it is. Fires around here are we have a lot of chimney fires in our area during the winter time. It's usually towards the beginning of winter because people forget to clean out their chimneys. And so that's when a lot of the fires happen around here during the winter months, is when winter is just kicking off. And then they're not as bad in the middle of the winter, but they do happen. But I hope that Justin is okay, his whole family and everything. So I'm gonna have to do some looking into that and see what's going on. I didn't get a notification, so I'm gonna have to check that out too. Yeah, I mean, we get snow. I mean, so a lot of people use wood stoves and fireplaces and stuff like that. So yeah, I will, Denise, for sure. I think I clicked off Facebook by accident. So how's everybody else doing? We need some happy stuff now. Yeah, it's always so sad, and my heart goes out to everybody who's hurting and going through a hard time right now. I'm doing all right myself personally, other than the sickness. It's the only thing that's going on with me at the moment. The week was pretty good with my mental health for the most part. I was frustrated because I was sick. I was sick for my anniversary, Tommy and I's anniversary, and I wasn't feeling good yesterday for Valentine's Day, and so it was a little bit frustrating, but all in all, we got through it, and now I'm hoping that this sickness goes away before my birthday. I do not want to be sick on my birthday. That is for sure. Almost spring. Once that hits, all this sickness will go, and sunshine always helps. You know, and that's the thing too. Tommy and I were just talking before my live that we got about 4 more weeks, and hopefully the ickies will go away, and spring will be here, and hopefully, fingers crossed. My hair is driving me nuts. It's staticky today. We got that new humidifier thing, and it works awesome. But my hair is still a little staticky. It's doing its own thing. It doesn't want to be happy today. Right, Rebecca? So how is everybody else today, mental health wise? Oh no, fishing and picking, welcome. At least you're here. At least you're here. So this is episode 7 again. And anybody who would like to join, I'm going to drop the link. We don't necessarily have to talk about mental health, but anybody can join. If you just need to chit chat to help you, that's what we're here for. So I have a little green lizard that lives in my house around my plants. My grandson saw it and started saying, Ganny, 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 there's a lizard, come get him. It was so funny. That's awesome. Little green lizard. Denise, where do you live? Because I know the little green monsters, little green lizards. When I lived in Florida, they were everywhere. I mean, I went to visit my biological father when I was younger, and his whole screened-in porch, they were everywhere on the outside. Southeast Georgia. Yeah. So you guys get those a lot then? Or is it like Florida where they're everywhere? Because I remember my biological saying, make sure when you come in to shut the door quickly or they're going to come in the house. He lives in Daytona. So Daytona Beach, Florida. See, I never lived in Georgia. I lived in North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's where my brother was born, on the military base there. So I lived on a military base when I was little, because my biological was a Marine. So how are you doing, fishing and picking? How was your Valentine's Day? And hello to everybody who's not said hello so far in chat. Don't want to forget you guys. Not that many, but yeah, they live on my porch and my plants. You know, Tommy and I, we want to move out of this cold. I want to be able to see, you know, the little lizards running around, and we have ivies, and so so I think it would be cool, and I think it would be good for the birds too to be able to go out all year round instead of just being able to enjoy the sun through the window. I'd like to set up an area where they can be outside all year round when it's nice out. Hello, V-Day was great. The wife is 300 miles away. Oh, man. Oh, fishing and picking. You're so funny. I get to spend Valentine's Day mostly in the house, and then I ran to packages and came back, and I got Tommy not only the shirt that I made, but I got him some Reese's peanut butter cups, a bag of them, which is his all. He loves Reese's, and I got him two. They're like Long Johns or something like. No, they're, what are they called? They're. Oh, Tommy, help me out here. What are they called? I can't think of what they're called. I don't know. It's a pastry for Valentine's Day. Still, yeah, I can't think of what they're called now all of a sudden. But that's nothing new for me. Tommy, where? Oh, chocolate eclairs. Thank you, thank you, Tommy. I was gonna call him chocolate. Oh boy, it's one of those days. Mine was great. V-Day. Hubby gave me a card, as every year, that has a very special meaning to us. So being sick made me feel better, anyways. Yeah, you know, and that's pretty awesome. You know, we try to make things every year for each other. Tommy and I do. And then, hello, Crystal. Would you like to join? You're more than welcome to join if you'd like. I have the link in chat. Yeah, and you know, the thing is they're not as big. Those chocolate eclairs are not as big as the ones we can get at the truck stop going towards Milwaukee. Those things are humongous. They're like as big as your head. They're humongous, and they have like a bunch of pastries there that are just humongous. Their brownie squares are like this big. I mean, they're huge, and they're like that thick, and then they have frosting on top. Tommy usually likes those. And then they have this amazing bread there that they make in the restaurant portion, and they're humongous buns, and they are so yummy. I don't know what I haven't been able to master mimicking those, but they are so yummy. Usually when we go that way, we have to stop and pick up a loaf of them, because you get like, I think 6 or 8 of them in a bag. So that me and Tommy can share one of those. Sorry. I know I'm making myself hungry, but you know, the thing is most of the time we tend to talk about food somewhere along the lines. But yeah, I love this little truck stop. It is their food is so amazing, and for being a truck stop, they have some pretty wild stuff. Yeah, Tommy does too. We always make sure that so they have cookies there too that are in different shapes. Like they have cows, they have the smiley face pastry cookies. They have, oh, what's the other shape that they do? Oh, they do the hearts, and then they do, they just have different shapes. But these cookies are like humongous. So we'll get one of those for the kids, and they have to share it because it's a lot of sugar. And so don't need them over hyper from eating one, but they're humongous. And I wish I could remember I can't see it. My brain is shutting down on me today, and I'm not sure why. And now I can't think of what the truck stop's name is. So if you're ever in Wisconsin and you're going between Milwaukee and Madison, you guys should stop at that place because it is so good. Hello, Amy. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like. I put the link in chat. Oh, that would be hard to share. Oh, okay. Pine cone. Thank you, honey. See, my honey is awesome. He remembers everything that my brain doesn't want to work most of the time. Yeah, it's pine cone. They have 2 locations, but the one that we've been to both, but I think they might have a couple more, but we've been to 2 different ones, and the best one is on the highway between Milwaukee and Madison. Like, it's a littler restaurant attached to a gas station, but it's littler, but oh, their food is phenomenal. We used to go there all the time. And so now we don't get to Milwaukee very often, but when we do, we have to stop there. I actually was able to mimic their cabbage soup, which I love cabbage, and so does Tommy. And so, yeah, I was able to, I mean, it's not exact, but it's really, really close. And so, absolutely love it. Oh, sorry, my phone is going crazy over here. Okay. Yeah, go. Okay, sounds good, Crystal. Awesome. I know I've dropped the link in. Let me do it one more time. Let me know if you need the link. So, I mean, yeah, so pine cone is awesome. And I think it's trying to think, a Wisconsin truck site. So, okay, so I never really thought of putting Irish and cabbage together, but hey, it works. I do. I love cabbage. My mom, on the other hand, she can't be in the house if we're cooking cabbage. She does not like the smell of cabbage, but yet she loves Brussels sprouts, which are baby cabbages. I love my mom to death, but sometimes I wonder. And my dad, my stepdad, he loves cabbage, and so he never really gets it. And so when I make cabbage, I try to like sneak over and give him some. She's okay with that, but she just doesn't want to smell it. Corned beef, yeah, I love. Oh, yes, St. Patrick's Day is coming up really soon, and I am so excited. It's one of my favorite time of year. St. Patrick's Day and Halloween are my 2 favorite holidays of the year. I love all holidays, but they are like my all-time favorite. And so for St. Pat, I got to see what day is St. Patrick. Oops, that's not St. Patrick's Day. So St. Patrick's Day is a Tuesday. I'm going to do something special. I started something last year where I went live. It was my first St. Patrick's Day being on YouTube. And so I am going to do another St. Patrick's Day hangout. And so, let's get off of there. And so, right, Tommy, my mom will eat Brussels sprouts, but she won't eat cabbage, which is in the same family. It's baby cabbage. But, you know, the thing is my mom is set in her ways, and she keeps telling me when I try to correct her that, you know, tell her and explain that Brussels sprouts are cabbage. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening to you. But my mom did call me the other day, and I'm super excited for my birthday. She is coming to pick me up, and she's taking me out for lunch. Me and her are going to spend some time on my birthday. It is my 40th birthday, and so we haven't done that in a very long time because life gets busy. We all know how that is. But I actually get to spend time with my mommy, and I'm so excited. My mommy is my best friend. She really is. And I'm excited. I don't get to see her very often. She only lives like, what would you say, 20 minutes away, Tommy? Hey, Snobby Scrap Picker. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I saw you yesterday. I watched your live last night. That was pretty awesome. And then you dropped a video this morning too. Oh, whoa, hold on. I just realized that he does not have a wrench. He needs a wrench. He's one of my buddies. Okay, so Snobby, I gave you a wrench. I don't know why you didn't have a wrench before, but you do now. So, but yeah, I saw that you dropped a video this morning, and so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I will. I have it on my saved or my watch list or watch later list or whatever it's called, so that I can watch it. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Snobby Scrap Picker, please do. He's awesome. You are so welcome, my friend. Hello, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome. You can join me if you would like. I'm going to drop the link again. Oops. If I can do this correctly. Sometimes it gets a little confusing when you have two screens. There we go. Eat Sleep Amazon is also another amazing YouTuber. Make sure that you're showing love to her page and you watch her. She is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I need to come in here and give some wrenches to people that I thought were wrenches and didn't realize they were. Sometimes my color blindness kind of plays with my head, so there we go. We're just sitting and talking about anything. It's episode 7 of Mental Health Chat, and if you want to come on, you don't have to talk about mental health. If you just need to hang out and just kind of like woosa, you're more than welcome. So, oh, Dusty Blonde's in the house. Hey, girl. I didn't realize you didn't have a wrench either, so there you go, my friend. I love her too. So make sure you guys are all showing love to Dusty Blonde as well. She's awesome. And if you aren't showing love to each other in chat, please do so. Everybody in here is amazing. Aw, you're so welcome, hon. You're so welcome. So that way, you know, just support each other. Just support each other. That's the main thing. You guys are amazing. And I'm horrible with names. Like, I get the YouTube names. Sometimes I screw them up when I say them. But your real names, I tend to forget. So I do apologize. I'm so horrible with that. Sub to ESA. Yes, she's awesome. But let's see. Yes, and let me pull up. I do have a Facebook group It is called Mental Health Safe Place. And I created that group so that people could come in, and if they're having a difficult time or need somebody to talk to, that, you know, that's what we're here for. And we'll reach out to everybody. And because sometimes, you know, you can be comfortable with one person and not be comfortable with another, and that's okay. So the group is for anybody who needs anybody to lean on. So Nana. Okay. I had a Nana. She was awesome. Nana. That's cool. All right. Sorry, I had a really good memory of my Nana. And I had everybody's name written down in a notebook, and of course, I lost the notebook. Other people I did have their names too, and I lost the notebook, so. See, I cannot wait until one day, hopefully later on in life, I can't wait to be a grandma. Hello, Crystal. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
How are you?
I am good today. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was nice. We don't really celebrate so much. I mean, it's just kind of like exchange cards, and then my husband got me like a giant bag of chocolate, a huge bag of chocolate. So that was it. It's kind of hard to go out here. It's way too crowded, and you can't like get a reservation anywhere. So it's just kind of a stay in. And then with it being a 3-day weekend, I mean, the Strip is ridiculous right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. When we were there in July, 2 years ago, it was crazy wild there.
Yeah.
And that was in July, the beginning of July. And that was, because we were there, and then we found out eBay Open was at the end of the month. And we were like, oh, why didn't we wait till the end of the month to just go? Because we did it on a spur of the moment thing. We did. We were like, one night, we were just sitting outside having a little fire, and we were like, we should go to Vegas. And the next morning we packed up and drove to Vegas.
That's awesome. We've done that before too, before we moved here.
It was just what we did. And I mean, we do crazy spur of the moment things. And so we never know what we're going to do day to day, because we could do another trip like that again. I mean, we go to Appleton randomly, and Tommy's like, let's go to Appleton. I'm like, okay.
That's fun. That's awesome, though.
And then he calls them workations, because, we're having a little vacation, but he's working at the same time. And so, it's pretty fun. I love it. I love it.
Spur of the moment stuff is sometimes the best stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had, minus the little hiccup that we had with the person that we went with, I loved it. And a lot of people know this already, but when we were first pulling in, like where you could see Las Vegas, I couldn't understand what the big hype was, because it looked so tiny. And Tommy's like, you do realize that you're seeing it from like 40 miles away or whatever that was. And I'm like, oh, really? But the closer we got to it, the bigger it got. Oh,
that's funny. Once you live here in the city, though, it doesn't seem like it's that big, because it's technically one street.
Yeah.
And then, you live in the whole rest of the city. It was just one street. But
well, and Tommy was like, so Tommy's heart is in Las Vegas. That's where he wants to move us. I am perfectly okay with that. Because I was able to breathe with no issues. I had no allergy issues. My asthma actually was gone when we came back home. I haven't had an asthma attack since we've been down there.
Wow.
It's crazy. I was able to sing and carry a tune.
Maybe it's the humidity, because we have none. So maybe that's the difference.
And the altitude too, Tommy said. The altitude helps because the air is a little bit thinner. And so it's easier for me to breathe. Although when we went through one state, we went through, let me think. Oh, I can't think of what state that is. Hold on. I got to pull up a map. I slept through one whole entire state.
Oh my gosh.
Because I got really sick. There was something in the air. Let me see here. Let me pull up the states.
Oh, Tommy says Iowa.
Yep, Iowa. So we went through Iowa, and as soon as we got into Iowa, I started having allergies. And hold on one second.
Who's Vanessa?
Oh no. That is sad. I am so sorry. Much love, Vanessa. Much love. I'm trying to think of
who's Vanessa.
I'm trying to think of the YouTube name.
I'm not so good with remembering all of the names.
Me neither. Denise, let us know Vanessa's YouTube. I can't think of it either. Tommy would like to know, while we're waiting for that, Tommy would like to know, where did you live before Vegas?
Oh, I've lived in California, Southern California. Kind of east, probably about 30 miles east of Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
That's usually where everybody knows. Everybody knows where Disneyland is in California. So I try to give you directions from where California is at, or from where Disneyland is at. Under Christian womanhood.
Okay, yeah. I can't think of, my brain is just not wanting to register. The messages are free. Our sweet friend Vanessa lost her husband last night to his long battle with cancer. Oh no. I know we just prayed for her too this past week for her husband. But I can't think of it.
I don't think I know her. I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't think I know her.
Keep Vanessa and her family in your prayers, please. Much love to you, Vanessa. If you need anything, just get a hold of us. Me, Darlene, or anybody in our group.
Yeah.
It kind of threw me off. So I apologize.
Don't apologize. I mean, that's what you're here for, right? Is to help people.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't know Vanessa, but if she ever needed someone to talk to, I'd always be there as well for her. Vanessa Huron?
Yeah. My brain doesn't want to think.
Yeah, Tommy says he's the memory behind the operation.
Yes, he is. Because my memory stinks. I'm telling you. Point proven as I'm trying to get my head to function here. Okay. Well, I don't even remember what I was saying.
Oh, we were just talking about Vegas.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I pulled up the state map. Okay, so we entered Iowa. Something in Iowa was blooming, and I had a really bad, like, my asthma was acting up, my allergies were bad. I couldn't see because my eyes were watering and itchy and swollen. So I took a Benadryl and I slept through all of Nebraska. And we pulled up. So Tommy was telling me that no memories.
That's funny.
Thanks, honey. Thanks. But yeah, so we pulled up into a gas station, right? And I guess Tommy had said we need to get gas, and I guess I sat up and said, "You got to look at the gas gauge to see what side it's on," and went back to sleep. Benadryl. It was my best friend at that time.
Funny. There's probably not much to see in Nebraska, anyways.
I don't know. I ended up, so on the way back, I don't remember where I started driving from, but I drove through. I think it was on the outskirts of Nebraska. But I drove at night all the way through until we got to Minnesota, and yeah, I finally was like, I need to pull over because I can't keep my eyes open. Everybody else was zonked out, snoring. So I tried to turn the radio on, and I was like being told it's too loud. I'm like, well, I'm driving. What the heck?
It's hard to drive like that too when everyone else is asleep and it's quiet. You start dozing off, falling asleep, especially when there's nothing to look at.
Right, exactly. But I was thankful that it was dark and traffic wasn't very heavy, and so I liked it. I like driving more at night when there's not a lot of traffic, or I like driving when there's not a lot of traffic in general. I really do. Tommy made me pull a trailer for the first time in the city during rush hour traffic.
Oh, fun.
I was a mess. I was freaking out. He thought it was funny. Go figure. Sassy man. It was July, the beginning of July. It was because we left 4th of July to come home. So it was like the end of June, the beginning of July. Because there was a firework ban and fire ban because it was so dry. And when we went through Colorado, you couldn't like stop and have a fire or anything like that at campgrounds. I mean, it was they were already having a huge fire thing going on down there. And so hi Joy, welcome. Joy's in the house. Be the Difference Clothing. So yeah, it was, I remember going through, and I remember seeing in Colorado the smoke coming up over the mountains from the fires. And then we went through Utah, a little bit of Utah, and I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And Tommy just kind of looked at me all weird. I'm like, what? Like, I thought it was cool. I missed a whole state doing the tour. So it's the little things in life that
I think Utah's pretty. Oregon's pretty. I've been to most of like the surrounding states, but I haven't gone too far from home.
Yeah, see, and and that's the thing too. That was the first time that I was further than like an hour past the Mississippi River.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I haven't traveled a whole lot. My aunt, my godmother who passed away, she lived in Minnesota, but I've been to like North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. I've gone through all those states, Tennessee, and stuff like that. And I've been to Upper Michigan, But other than that, I really haven't traveled a whole lot. And so that's one of the goals that Tommy has when the kids are old enough to move out on their own. We are getting a camper and we are traveling. Well, an RV. I shouldn't say camper, an RV. We're going to travel. Although a camper would be fine too, but we're going to get an RV and we're going to travel so I can see all the many different states.
Yeah, I haven't really traveled very much either. I think the farthest from home I've been is like Texas or Mexico. That's about it. I mean, I've been to like all the surrounding states, and I've been to like all the way in the corner of Texas, like El Paso area or like Brownsville. Like the worst place in Texas to be is Brownsville. But yeah, I really haven't gone too far from home either. We went to Mexico one year before my son was born. We went to like TJ and Ensenada and La Bufadora. That was an amazing trip. That was kind of a spur of the moment thing too. Like our friends were like, "Hey, we're going to Mexico. Want to go?" We're like, "Sure." Just pack a bag and let's go. See, you can do that back then. It's like now,
right before you have kids, you can just get up and go. But see, with our kids, they're older now, and so it was nice to be able to, you know, just plan to go, and we went. And the kids, they were completely different. They were good. But
they were good.
Like, we're here. We're definitely moving here. The kids were well behaved. And I remember when we walked through the casinos, because we started at New York, and we went in and, hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh, that was really gross. I apologize. All of a sudden I had hair in my mouth. I don't know. But we walked in, and then they had the, what is that, the Hershey's.
Like the fountain?
No, the Hershey's store.
Oh, yeah.
Bottles of Hershey's that were piggy banks, and we were like, dang, I wish we could get that in syrup, and it would take a whole lot of syrup to fill those things. But it was fun. I mean, it really was. I saw the Statue of Liberty, Hershey, made out of Hershey chocolate. Then upstairs they had another Statue of Liberty. I think that was Mr. Pickles. You're fine. I think that was made out of licorice or something. I don't know. It was really crazy.
I haven't been there in a few years. To the Hershey store. And have you been to the M&M's? There's an M&M store.
I don't think we made it that far.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember if we made it to the M&M store. Did we make it to the M&M store, Tommy? I can't remember.
It's like a wall. There's like a huge wall in the store where they have all the M&Ms divided by color.
Oh, no, then I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have remembered that. Because I would have stocked up on peanut butter M&Ms because those are my favorite.
Oh, I love those too.
And so, yeah, I think I'm pretty positive I would have remembered if we would have went there. That was pretty good. So when we left that store, we were walking through, and Jaslyn immediately saw a Mexican restaurant with tacos. Authentic tacos, and that's what she wanted for dinner. So she ate at the beginning of our whole trip of walking around, and they were actually really good.
That's awesome.
I was like, I like these better than I like the ones that we have. And I love tacos.
You know, I don't like the food here in Vegas at all. But I'm from California, where we have like the best street food, you know, like tacos, hot dogs, you know, like we have the best street food in California, like along the beach, even pizza. And to come here, I tell my husband all the time, I was like, can we just go to Cali to eat? Like, I'm so hungry. I am not happy.
Now, how far away is that from Vegas? How many hours?
Well, it's only like 30 minutes to actually get to the border. But kind of like my stomping grounds, or like where I kind of grew up, is about 3.5, maybe 4 hours. Oh, it's not very far.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hello, Willow. Welcome, welcome. Raven, welcome. I just want to make sure that I welcomed you, ladies. Yeah, so, because Tommy wants to take me, where does he want to take me in California? He wants to take me somewhere in California when we move out to Vegas. So we're definitely moving out to Vegas. We just, at this point, not sure exactly when. Yesterday, I thought he was going to pack up the whole house and the birds and us and move out there right away because he was hurting. Like, this weather is so messing with him. Winter sucks. The cold sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, if I want to see snow, I just will go up in the mountains. He's like,
yeah, I mean, well, this time last year, it was snowing here in Las Vegas, but we don't get a lot. And it'll snow for like one day. That's it. And it doesn't really even stay on the ground. So
yeah, it gets pretty warm. What is the temperature there right now?
Right now, let me see. I think it's probably in the 50s, but let me check.
Yeah, checking to see what.
It is 54 where I'm at, but I'm kind of higher elevation from the strip. So the weather is a little bit different here than it is down there. Okay. But it's 54 here.
San Diego. Thank you, honey.
Oh, San Diego is beautiful. It's so much fun there.
Isn't San Diego where Full House was filmed or supposed to be filmed?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Tommy would know. He's smart. He knows all them random facts.
No, San Diego's nice. I've been there quite a few times.
Three's Company.
Oh.
It's 27 degrees here, and we're going to be getting snow here in a few.
Oh, fun. I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, that's usually what we are. Like at nighttime, we've been in the 30s.
That's still warmer than it is here.
Yeah.
But it's probably a different. So it's probably a different type of cold than it is here because we do have so much moisture in the air. The humidity is so crazy here.
Yeah, so it feels a lot colder because you have that wet cold. Whereas here it's just dry. So it's, I mean, you still feel it in your bones.
Well,
but it's, yeah, I don't think it's as cold as where you are.
Yeah, yeah, Tommy was going to take the kids today. Oops. Oh, hold on. I got to wait here. There was an ice derby that he was going to take the kids to. But because it's cold outside, he's hurting really bad, so he wasn't able to take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and Willow said, yep, the cold hurts for sure. I had to be out yesterday, and it was bitterly cold. Today it's up in the 40s, and my bones are a bit happier. And that's how it is with Tommy, too. And when you suffer arthritis, you know, humidity isn't good for you. I know with him, during the summertime, he moves a little bit better during the summer than he does winter. But even then, you know, he swells pretty bad. And so we got to move to a place where it's
dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, dry and hot. It's the desert. Perfect spot.
Right. And people, it was funny too, because when we walked out of that hotel room, right, and you get blasted with the heat.
Yeah.
And like I was sucking that up. Like I loved it. And people couldn't, like the people that lived there or that were working at the hotel, they couldn't believe how I was just going like this, you know, 'cause I was so happy. And they looked at me funny. And I'm like, what? And so like, it's too hot out here. And I'm like, oh, no. This is awesome, you know? And
well, if you like it, that's great. Every summer, I'm like cursing, why did we move here? Why? I hate this place. Like every summer. It's so hot. And I'm like, can we just go back to Cali? Like, it is way too hot here. But then, you know, it starts cooling down. I'm like, oh, I love Vegas. I'm so happy we moved here. It was just that short amount of time for summer. And it's really, you know what, less than 3 months out of the year that it's that hot. So
Right. Yeah.
I can live with it.
Right. And that's the thing, you know, like we have some friends that moved to Arizona, and
Oh,
um, they're always like, come on, move down here with us. Come down here by us. And we're like, okay, we'll come visit, but can't
mhm.
promise nothing. But Tommy's heart is in Vegas. He lived there when he was younger, in 91 and 92. He lived down there, and he just absolutely positively loved it. And so, and that's, I guess that's what you would call his stomping ground. He
Yeah.
lived there for a while, and so um it
Um, yeah, we left Cali just because it was getting so expensive. Um, you know, both of us had to work full-time jobs. We, between the two of us, we were making six figures and we were living like paycheck to paycheck. And it was ridiculous. It was so stressful, like trying to manage all of the bills and everything. And we weren't living like, you know, like kings or anything like that. I mean, we were living modestly and we were still struggling out there between the taxes and the home prices and everything. It was so expensive. So my mom was living out here and she called us up and she's like, oh, you know, there's lots of jobs here, why don't you come check it out? So I came down to visit her. I kind of like was going door to door looking for a job, got a job the same day I came out just to visit. And yeah, so then we just packed up and moved here, found a place, and now we make probably a third of what we did in Cali, and we live like kings over here. So I don't know, it's a huge difference from living in California. Way
Yeah,
too expensive.
you know, and that's the thing too. We've met a lot of people on YouTube that are from all over. You know, they're all over, and they're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
come move by us, come move by us," and we're like, "Can you move to Vegas?"
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. You know, I'm excited, and when we do, or when we are able to just pack up and move, I'm blah, documenting the whole trip because it seems pretty awesome. And
That
I
would make for like a great little mini series or something on your channel. That'd be fun.
yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. And um, when we went when we were in Colorado, we stayed in a little town called Parachute,
Mhm.
and the hotel, like, it was so funny because they asked me if I wanted a smoking or non-smoking room, which in Wisconsin you can't do that. You can't smoke in hotels. And I was like, smoking? Huh, they offer smoking. And I'm like, sure, we'll take a smoking. And then she's like, well, would you like a regular smoking room or a weed smoking room? And I'm like,
What?
what? I'm like, what? And so I had to go and get Tommy. I'm like, hold that thought. And I went and got Tommy. He came in. I'm like, you gotta hear this. We're not taking a non-smoking room, but it was something so weird, and I was just
That's
like
funny.
blown away, and so
Well, we have smoking and non-smoking, but we don't have like weed smoking rooms.
I know. So Tommy's like, if we take a weed smoking room, he's like, can you put that on the bill so we can tell everybody at home? We're from Wisconsin. And like, we can't do that. And
That's
then he was like, oh, no, fine, just a non-smoking is fine. Hi, Lynn. Welcome, welcome. We headed out to Vegas, but only made it to Needles.
To Needles? Why would you want to go to Needles? What's in Needles? I mean, to me, it's like this little tiny, tiny place in the middle of the desert. Well, I guess that's Vegas too. But I don't know. I mean, what's in Needles? I don't know. Needles is kind of like in between Vegas and Cali. Well, where I usually go in Cali.
Huh. Tommy, did you say you lived in Reno too, or went to Reno a lot or something? I don't know. I get confused sometimes with where exactly. I know he lived in Vegas, but then he lived over by the airport or military base or whatever that is out there.
Well, we have both.
Oh. Yes, we have no help. I am no help. Honey,
no, it's funny. We have like this little community blog, like for our HOA or this area that I live in, and people keep complaining about the airplane noise. And I'm like, are you serious, people? You moved to a state that has a military Air Force base and like 3 airports. Why are you complaining?
Exactly. Like, seriously?
Like, did you not know where you were moving to? I mean,
either one I am content with, because when I was in Florida, my grandfather's backyard, the airport in Orlando, was in his backyard pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to fall asleep to the planes taking off. It was a relaxing thing for me. And so when we went to Chicago, Ecom Chicago, 2 Octobers ago, our hotel was really close to the airport. And so you could hear the planes. I slept like a baby.
It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, we've lived here now over 10 years, and I lived half of those years like on the other side of town closer to the airport, and now I'm closer to the base, and there's planes going back and forth all day long. It doesn't bother me at all. February can get a little bit noisy because they do all of their like military training.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have that here too.
Like jets and all kinds of really loud noises going back and forth all day. But it's like the first couple weeks of February, and then that's it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. Tommy said, I lived in Reno for about 6 months before Vegas. Then I lived by Nellis.
That's the Air Force Base.
Okay, and Vegas.
Okay, so closer to like where I live now.
Yeah. Hi, Craig. Welcome. So yeah, I mean, me personally, it doesn't bother me where we move in Vegas, as long as it's not like I don't have to be scared when I'm home by myself, because I know there will be times where I'm by myself.
They just come live next door, Destiny. I don't like my neighbors anyways. Come live right here.
Kick them out, we'll move in.
Yeah, kick them out, and then you can move there.
How many bedrooms do you know? We need
their
3.
Yeah, their house is exactly the same as mine. So they've got 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4.
4 bedrooms? Oh, I'm good. Let's go. Honey, let's go. Let's pack up and go.
4 bedrooms. And like the 4th bedroom they consider it like a bonus room, or like it is a bedroom because it has a closet in it, but it's the size, it's almost the size of a master bedroom, but it doesn't have a bathroom attached.
Oh.
Like a master bedroom would. So it's almost like we have 2 masters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice.
That would be a very good YouTube room, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And you can build your garage in the back or wherever, and you can go out in the garage, and we can take the printing stuff out there, and then we can do all our YouTube inside.
It's nicer up here where I'm at, because we're like pretty much way up the hill and as far east as you can go before you run into the mountains. Ooh. So kind of our backyard is the mountains.
See, and that's what I want. I've told Tommy when we do move out there that I have to be able to look out my window at least one window, which probably one side of the house windows, I have to be able to see the mountains. I have to be able to see them.
Yeah, I can see the
We are
mountains.
at Vero Beach.
Yeah, if I look east, I can see the mountains, and then if I look the other way, I can see the strip. So
wow.
it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Tommy and I went to the kids stayed back at the hotel with the person that we went with, and then the baby, because we brought our neighbor's daughter with us to watch the kids. So because we were planning on, we didn't get to do a whole lot of stuff when we were there, but the little bit that we did do, and it was just no drama zone, was amazing. But we went on a date down the strip.
That's cute. That's so nice, though. I love it when we're able to do that. You know, when we have like our date night and we can actually go out and.
Well, he treated me to Tuesday. Oh, now I can't think of it. See, my brain. Tuesday Joe's or Fat Tuesdays or something like that.
I think Fat Tuesdays probably.
Well, I lost my mug or my big souvenir drink cup in Utah. It's on the side of the road somewhere. But
Ruby Tuesdays. Oh, that's one of my favorite restaurants.
yeah, it was it's with the rum. The alcohol place with all the like.
Oh no, he says Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, Fat Tuesdays. So he took me there, and that's when I found out that I loved rum.
That's awesome.
And we bought one. Okay, we bought the big green one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we shared it because we were walking. So we shared it going down the strip. Like when we left to go on our date night, we were both mad. Not at each other. We were just mad in general. So we walked and we walked and we walked. And by the time we got like a quarter of the way down in our rum drink, we were both feeling good. And then I got to see Deadpool and congregate. There was 5 different guys dressed as Deadpool congregating, and I was very confused. I wanted to go over and yell at them because there's only supposed to be one Deadpool, and there was 5. We got to see just a whole bunch of people dressed up, and people do that, you know. And then Tommy, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this live or not. So there was a guy that was on one of the bridges, okay, to cross over to the other side of the strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a sign, and it said something along the lines of, need $1 for weed. And
he's being honest.
That's what Tommy said. He was like, he stops, we're reading his sign. I mean, there was a lot more to the sign, but that's basically what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so Tommy looks over, gives the guy $1 and says, you know what? He's like, I love your honesty. He's like, and this rocks. That is the only reason why you're getting this $1.
That's so funny. That's funny.
So, I mean, then we had this other guy. Okay, so we had this other guy who was supposed to be like some promoter. He worked for the music business, and he had this CD. And he was trying to, he was promoting a band. I don't remember what it was because the CD was blank. Like
burned copies in his office.
Right. So the guy was like trying to talk to us, and Tommy was like, "No, sorry, no." I mean, you could tell it was a big scam. I mean, like, Tommy was like, "Can I see the CD?" He wouldn't let Tommy see the CD. Tommy can tell if a CD is burned or not,
Yeah.
And he wanted like this ridiculous amount of money for this CD, music CD. And Tommy's like, no. And then he wouldn't stop. So Tommy, being Tommy, played into it. Didn't give him money. But like he was like really getting this guy going. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, I need to find a bathroom. Like, Jesus, we need to find a bathroom, you know? And I mean, I have a lot of good memories from that trip.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my all-time favorite is the weed guy.
So funny. That's so
You know,
funny.
because he was 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could tell that he smoked. I mean, you could just tell. But like, he wasn't out there saying, you know, some of the signs that we saw were, you know, I need money for food and shelter and stuff like that. And this guy was just point blank honest, and he looked like he was getting the money. I mean, because he had a cup and it was full. So
That's good. They can't be on the strip anymore. They've cleaned them all off the strip, and they're not allowed to be there.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, they can't be there asking for money, but they hang out like all on the outskirts of the strip, and more
Okay.
and more are coming into the rest of the city instead of hanging out on the strip because they can't be there.
Oh wow, that's good, because I mean, when you have people that are like pushing you and pushing you like the one guy was, you know, it was crazy. I mean,
Well,
I
they just
really
don't
thought,
want them. They don't want them bothering the tourists. Like
yeah,
that's the city's source of income, you know. So it's where all the city's money comes from. So they don't want them bothering the tourists.
you know, and another thing that made me crack up. Okay, so I probably shouldn't be telling all this stuff, but I don't care. so so they're like Chippendale dancers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I was drinking the rum, I was having a good time. I missed um the gods in Caesar Palace, or was it Caesar's? The God show, the where the animated water fountain thing was. I missed it by
Oh
10
yeah.
minutes. Okay, so I missed it by 10 minutes. I was so mad. Like, we got lost in there trying
Yeah.
to find it. So we missed it by 10 minutes. Okay,
That
so I
place
was
is
really bummed
huge.
out. It is huge, but I love the dome, because it looked like you were actually outside, and it was
Yeah.
all lit up, and it was like just a really,
And it changes. So like as the time gets later, it starts getting like more and more orange, and then it'll
yeah,
change to like almost nighttime.
it was awesome. I loved it. So so I was really bummed out, and we walked out, right? And we're walking down the strip, and these guys were dressed like cowboys. They had the tight jeans on, no shirt, and they had the cowboy hat. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you could so tell that they don't like women. Okay. They don't, that's just not their cup of tea. Okay. So you could tell these women made me laugh because they looked so disgusted, but yet they were taking pictures because they worked for whatever show that was that they were doing, right?
Mhm.
And so they were taking pictures with these women, and these women were like all over them. I was like, how could you do that? Like, standing next to them is one thing, but when you're all over them and they look disgusted, when are you going to realize this is not okay?
I don't know. I think when the women are like half drunk, they don't know. They're
Oh,
not seeing that. All they see is like the body and
yeah, and no offense. So if they're watching, no offense. I didn't think you were good looking. You should have put your shirt back on. Just saying. But these women were like fawning all over them, and like one was like rubbing the guy's butt, and he was kept moving, and it was just like, what in the world, you know? And so that cracked me up. And then we were over by the Bellagio watching the water fountains
Mhm.
go up, and this guy came through, and he like tried to make Tommy feel guilty for not buying me a handmade flower. And I'm like, I'm not a flower girl. Sorry. You
That's
know,
so
you
funny.
could tell,
Yeah.
like, he was like laying it on thick. So that's something that I learned really quick, that people like to make up stories to try to get money and this
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
And then So he leaves, right? Because Tommy was like, I'm not buying one, you know? This guy comes through with a cooler, right? And he's got beer and he's got water and stuff like that. And the guy was like $10 for a beer. And Tommy's like, I am not paying $10 for a little beer. You are crazy. He's like, I'll go somewhere else. And then the guy's like, oh, $8. Tommy's like, I'm still not paying that. Like, that's ridiculous. I can walk to the grocery or the gas station and get one for cheaper. Finally, Tommy was able to get it for like $4 or something like that.
From 10 to 4?
Yeah, $10 to $4, you know. And the guy that was trying to buy, get us Tommy to buy the flour saw that and came over and was mad because Tommy would buy it.
Yeah, you know, the strip has changed quite a bit, I guess, since then, because they've really cracked down on a lot of that. Like, you have a business license or a permit to be out there selling, or even to be dressed in costume. You have to have a business license or a permit to be out there. Because, like, even those ones that are dressed in costume, they take, like, tips or whatever to take pictures with them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a business license. You have to be registered with the state.
I would, if there would have only been one Deadpool there instead of the 5, I probably would have asked Tommy for a couple bucks so I could get a picture with him. Because I love Deadpool. As you can see, I love Deadpool. And yeah, I was not taking a picture with 5 Deadpools. Forget that. No way.
You know, it's funny living here because, like, we see the strangest things because people work on the strip, but they live in the rest of the city. So, you know, they're on their way home from work and, you know, you stop at the gas station or you stop at the grocery store or whatever. And sometimes they're still dressed in their outfits. So you could be like at Albertsons and see Wonder Woman, or you could be like, or you could be like at the gas station and there's like a mermaid driving her car. Like, it's Halloween here all the time. I mean,
I want to see that.
You see the craziest things at the grocery store.
Tommy says, can't hustle a hustler.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just there's so many people from all over the world that come here. They don't know any better. And so, you know, those people will take advantage of that and try to make $1 off you.
You know, right. So there was another place we stopped by. There was an Irish bar where the bar was here and then they had like a little outdoor bar thing and it wasn't open and I was so upset. But I did get, let me see if I can find the picture. I did get a picture, however, with the big leprechaun that, let me see here. Oops, I got to learn how to spell. That was in one of the shop's doors. Let me see if I can find it here. No, I need my Google pictures. Oh, here we go.
They rent spaces on the cement on the, yeah, that's true. You can rent a space out there, but you still have to have a license. But you can rent a space on the strip, or like on Fremont, you'll see like those little circles or whatever on Fremont. That's a space that you can rent, and so you can set up your little whatever it is you're selling right there, and rent that little spot.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, we didn't even get a chance to go to Fremont Street. But, oh, here we go. So here is me with the Irish dude. The Guinness store. That's what it was. It was the Guinness store.
Oh,
I loved it.
The Guinness store. I haven't been to the Guinness store.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Where was that?
I don't remember where exactly it is, but
I'll look it up. I haven't been there. It's ever changing on the strip. So, you know, restaurants come and go all the time. Stores come and go all the time. You could go into a hotel one day and it'd be completely different the next day.
So here is Jaslyn with her all-time favorite singer, Michael Jackson. She wants these so bad. And I'm like, no, you can't have them. Those are displays. She's like, but mom, we can take them and it'll be okay. Michael Jackson will want me to have them.
Oh, I have to find. So the MGM used to have the yellow brick road that went through it, and it's not there anymore, but it used to have huge displays, and they had a huge Michael Jackson display. And I have pictures of, because I love Michael Jackson too, and I have pictures of me in front of it. I'll have to find them so I can show them to her, but I love that. That's so cool.
Okay. Oh, I found the pictures I was talking about when I was talking about the Hershey store.
Uh-huh.
So here is, it's milk chocolate, I believe. I thought it was Twizzlers, but it's not. It's so this is one of the Statue of Liberties, and it was cold in there because they have to keep the chocolate hard so that it doesn't melt. So there's one. These are all our Vegas pictures, and then here's the other one.
Oh wow, I don't think I've seen those.
Yeah, it's there's one in each entrance going toward like inside like a mall type setup.
Mm-hmm.
And then one's upstairs, one's downstairs. And then
I can imagine trying to keep those cool out here when it's 117. It starts melting.
Right. So here's Tommy with the piggy banks. He was in his glory. He loved it. And then there's a taxi cab. I love that thing. I couldn't sit in it though. Here we go. Oh, that's you gotta go up. These lamps were really cool. These were blown glass.
Is that in one of the casinos?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little kiosk type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a bunch of different styles, but this was all blown glass, and it was just gorgeous. I loved it. Well, I don't remember which casino this was, but everybody we were with, kids and stuff, they were like, look, there's the wedding chapel. Go to the wedding chapel. Go to the wedding chapel. We're like, not this trip.
That's funny.
I took a picture of it, but I wish I would have remembered where Lexer, Mandolin Bay.
Yeah. Lexor.
So whichever one is next to Lexer. Let's see. Oh, haha. So this was our babysitter. That was her new boyfriend. The kids kept telling her, that's your boyfriend.
That's funny.
And then look at Joey's face. He's even his face. He was like unsure.
Uh-huh.
And then Tommy kept making funny noises. And so Joey kind of like this. So yeah, so Joey wasn't sure if that was real or not. And then let's see, there's the Michael Jackson. Oh, I had to take a picture of the car. I couldn't figure out how they got that thing up there.
Oh, who knows? Maybe a crane, or maybe it's like a platform that was lifted.
Yeah, and that's probably, but I was like tripping out over it. So I was like, gotta get a picture of it.
There's always cars in the casinos, like to win one or whatever.
So this was, here's the place that I was talking about. That's this was open, but the one that was over here was not.
Which one is that? O'Malley's?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Nine Fine Irishmen. That's the one that wasn't open. And then they had a bar across from it that was
That's
open.
A cute little outdoor bar.
I know. I was hoping that it would have been open so I could have at least enjoyed seeing it open. And they had Irish music playing and stuff, so I was pretty happy. And then these things. Oh, I had to get a picture of the cop.
His little. What are those things?
I've never seen that before.
You've never seen that before? Oh, we have tons of them all over.
On movies, but I never saw it in person before. So that right there was like made my night.
Oh, that's funny. We even have like in Target, like they have security like that on their little.
Oh, really?
I can't think of what they're called. Oh God, what's the
I
name of
would
that?
know.
But oh, those are neat. Those little tornado things.
Yeah. So I was taking pictures because the kids like that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so this was what the pictures we took when we were on our date night. And so I had to get as many pictures as possible. Oops, wrong way. As I could. And they changed colors. So they changed colors. So I was even more excited because it was changing colors.
Yeah, those things are cool.
And then it went down. And so I took a picture. Like they were going up and down. It was really weird how they were having them set up. Mm-hmm. So I took a picture of it like that. And I'm like, that doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. But it was.
Well, if you didn't know what it was, like if you didn't see the other pictures, you would look at it and be like, I don't know what that is.
Right. So then we had the skinny tornadoes and the fat tornadoes, and
yeah.
And then they, like I said, they changed colors. Look at this guy. He was so. It was like. He was like just like I
was. That's awesome.
And then they had different, like, I don't know how they do this.
We have a weather station here on like the southwest side of Las Vegas, and you can go there. You don't have to go with a group or anything. You can just go there by yourself, and they'll show you how to make a tornado like that in your house. Like they do this little demonstration of how a tornado is formed. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is awesome. Definitely going to have to do that. So yeah, so I took a bunch of pictures of the different tornadoes and the different colors. These things were wickedly awesome. And we literally,
Tommy, those are new.
The glacier.
Uh-huh.
So
is that's at the Crystal Mall, right? Or the
I think they're actual glaciers because that water was cold. I stuck my finger in just to see if it was really cold or if it was just like a display run. But you literally could watch as it melted. It melts slow, and then new ones form. Like you could see that new ones form, and as the other ones are it's so cool. And I was like intrigued big time. And then again, color changing. So I was all there.
I haven't seen those. I'll have to go check those out. That's at the, I think it's called the Crystal Mall or the.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's the newer mall that's over there. I know what it is. I just can't think of the name of it. I think it's called Crystal or something like that, or City. It's like by City Center.
Yeah. So this is the bar or whatever that has all the crystals and stuff. Mm-hmm. The big crystal chandelier. That thing was awesome. That thing was awesome. And then I had to get that for a friend of ours, picture of that. I was so tripping out about it. And I loved it. Yep. And then there's some pictures of the strip where we were. I was not very good with taking pictures because I was overly excited.
There's so much to see. Even living here, I haven't seen it all. And it changes so much that you could go from one day to the next and see new stuff.
And that's the thing. Like, here's Hell's Kitchen. I was super stoked to see that. We actually went inside. We didn't get a registration or reservation or anything, but we walked in, and when you walk in, you have Chef Ramsay standing right there on this mirror thing, and it made me jump because I was like, I heard his voice. I wasn't like realizing that it was just a TV, but I really thought he was standing next to me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my God, I would be. Gordon Ramsay's kind of like my celebrity crush.
He's awesome. I love his bluntness.
I love him so much.
And then my first White Castle ever. And by the time we got here, I was feeling really good from the rum.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was blueberry rum. It was like slushy. So it was really good. It went down really well. And and so we stopped here, and it was pretty awesome. Like I got to watch how I had to take pictures of the wall. Just like tripping out, you know? And so it's my first experience there.
At
And
White Castle, I guess it tastes good when you're drunk, but
oh, so we got four, no, how many did we get? We got 6 burgers or something like that.
Mhm.
And we ate some at the restaurant, and I brought 2 home, or brought 2 back to the hotel, or 3 back to the hotel for the kids. I ended up eating them.
That's so funny. I don't really
I
like
didn't get to try White Castle.
I don't really like White Castle, but maybe if I'm hungry, I would stop there. But I don't know. With so many other options, that would not be one on my list.
Well, and yeah, so it was pretty funny. Let me see if I can pull up the other Dropbox. Tommy's pictures.
Lynn says the Caesars Mall is awesome. Yeah, it is. There is some really, really cool shops in the Caesars Mall.
And that's the thing. Like we could only walk. Like we walked the whole way, and I have bad feet, so I was surprised that I was able to walk as much as we did.
Mhm.
But we ended up having to like my feet hurt so bad. We were tipsy, and so I was like, okay, we got to find a way to get back to the hotel, and the hotel seems so far away.
It is so far away. Everything is like it's a lot of walking. And you know, before we actually lived out here, my husband and I came out for a trip, and we were at Caesars, and we got those like giant cups. I don't know, yard, I guess is what it's called. We got the yard margaritas. And so we each had one. We should have shared, but we each had one. And we had gotten maybe like a quarter of the way through it or so. And we decided we want to go back to the hotel. Well, we're looking for like the shuttle bus to go back to our hotel because we didn't want to walk. So the shuttle driver says, you can't take that on the bus. You need to drink it or throw it away. And my husband was like, we're not throwing this away. Do you know how much alcohol, you know how much this costs? So he's like, chug it, just chug it. So we're sitting out there, and he's like, can you wait for us for like 5 minutes? So we're like trying to drink it as fast as possible. And then we jumped on this bus. And it ends up taking us to the wrong hotel. We're like, we're on the wrong bus. We got to the wrong hotel. And we tell the guy, we're like, no, this isn't our hotel. He's like, this is the last shuttle. Like, I don't know how you guys are going to get to your hotel unless you walk. And my husband was like, I'll give you every dollar in my wallet. Can you please take us where we need to go? And he did. So that was so cool. But it's hilarious.
You know, and we ended up, so we got to the point where we could have went right and just walked back to the hotel, or left to the hotel that was right there where they had like drivers. I don't know if they were Uber drivers or what they were. All I know is I remember we got there, we got a ride, and the guy went through the freaking red light, and I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I was like, did he really just do that? It's all right. They know what they're doing. They drive here all the time. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to get in a car accident.
Yeah. Oh, people drive nuts out here.
Laughing. Hello, say Robbie, and hello, eBay reseller. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I mean,
you drive crazy out here.
Yeah,
the taxi drivers and like the Lyft and Uber drivers are scary drivers.
Another thing that I noticed about out there compared to here is, okay, so during the winter time we have a lot of salt, which will eat your vehicle up. You know, it just over time it just starts to cause your vehicle to rust. So out there we saw one vehicle that had rusting on it, and it definitely was not
Probably came from Cali.
It was a vehicle that was not from the area, and
Yep.
so
Your vehicle's not going to rust out here. Another cool thing with it being so dry is like nothing goes stale. So you know how you like leave a bag of chips on the counter for like a week and they'll still be crunchy. Like nothing goes stale out here. Cereal, chips, whatever.
yeah, see, and Jasmine would be sad. That's one thing that she loves is she literally will open a bag of chips, eat a few, and purposely leave them open so that she likes stale chips.
Ew.
She likes stale cereal. She likes stale stuff. So that'll probably be one thing that she misses when we move out there. But not me. I don't like the fact that I open up a bag of chips and close them and go to the next day to open them up and they're just like, yeah, I'm done. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
no, I don't like that either.
The smaller bags if I can, because then I can eat those up really quick.
Yeah. No, I can't do stale chips. That's gross.
Yeah, she does though. But she's always been like that though. She will open it.
Taste, but okay.
Not my cup of tea, but that's hers. So she's weird. Can't help it.
Right. Everybody has their thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and that, but that would explain when we were there, because we had gone grocery shopping as we were heading out. So, we stopped at what we call the Denton Bents here in town. Oops, it's snowing. Squirrel moment. And so we stocked up on like snacks and breads and lunch meat and stuff like that. And we hadn't opened our chips until we got to Vegas, and I was waiting for them to be stale. And well, I was able to eat a big bag of chips during the whole time we were there. So that explains. I never really thought of it that way, but
yeah, because there's just no humidity to make it soft, so it just stays crunchy.
Yeah, our bread even stayed pretty good. So we were happy about that because here we buy bread and once you open it, you only have like a day or two before it's funky.
Oh, wow. No, our bread, I mean, it could literally last weeks. Like, it's not going to mold. It'll start getting hard before it molds.
Yeah. So that's our grocery store bread. Quick Trip, however, has some really phenomenal bread, and that will last a week after being opened. But anything after that, it starts to go like really weird.
But then it's like the opposite with fruit. Like fruit won't last very long here because there's no moisture like to keep it. So it'll just like shrivel up to a raisin. So you have to either keep it in the fridge or keep it somewhere where it'll stay moist. Cool. Yeah, cool, instead of just putting it on the counter. Like you couldn't just set out a bowl of fruit on your table or something here because it'll just dry out.
Yeah, usually I don't get it that far because I will have to say I'm very blessed, and we are very blessed in the area of our kids will eat anything and everything.
That's good.
If they don't like it, they'll at least try it, and then they'll decide if they like it or not. But fruits and vegetables here, they don't last.
That's good though. That's really good.
Yeah. So and they do. They're teenagers. Well, one's a teenager. One's gonna be a teenager. She's a preteen, and I don't know where they stick the food because they eat all the time. Yeah. All the time, and they're both skinny.
Oh, mine too.
If I ate like that, I'd be bigger than our house.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that teenager metabolism. I mean, mine is a boy and he's 12, so he's almost a teenager, and I don't know where all the food goes.
I know, right? Jasmine will be 12 or 13 in November. Mm-hmm. And she's way taller than me. She's been taller than me since she was like 11. She just turned 11. So
yeah,
I don't know. I wish I had her metabolism. I really do. I don't even think I had it when I was her age.
I don't know that I did either.
Yeah, I got to 5 foot and I was done. Instead of going up, I went out.
Yeah, me too. I'm like 5'1". I think my son is now taller than me.
It's crazy. Hello, Dee. Welcome, welcome. I had 2 boys who would eat like crazy. You know, and they say the older the kids get, the more they eat. Yeah, I was the opposite. The older I got, the less I ate. My kids, man. Because, yeah, I mean, you get to a certain height, and then all of a sudden everything just wants to push you out this way instead of this way. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, I'm 5 foot and a quarter. I need that quarter. I need that quarter, you know? And Jaslyn's probably 5'2" now. And Joey's probably 5'3", maybe. And
How tall's Tommy?
Huh?
How tall's Tommy?
He is 5'9".
5'9".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like both my husband and I, we're not really that tall. I think he is like 5'8", maybe. But my brother is almost 6 feet tall. Like all the men on my mom's side of the family are all like 6 feet and taller.
Yep.
So I'm assuming my son's gonna be really tall.
My grandfather was 6'4". My uncle is 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, so you have the height on your side too.
I have a lot of height. The men. It's the men. Mostly. Like my aunts and stuff, they're about 5'9", 5'10". My mom is the shortest at 5'6" or 5'7". I can't remember exactly. But I'm short. I'm 5. My one brother, he is 5'5", but my other brother is like 6'1", 6'2", something like that.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, so we go this way in height. The oldest to youngest goes like this, and like everybody is taller than me, and it's okay. Even my kids, but guess what? They get to reach all the stuff I can't reach. So it has to be them, and they will get hit with snow before I will.
That's true. That's funny.
So it's like, you guys maybe think that it's cool to be taller than your mama, but guess what? You get everything before I do.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Old School Picker. Welcome, welcome. Amber Gray, welcome. Was there anybody that I missed? I wanted to make sure that I welcomed you guys.
He says, where's my boy? Oh, he's in his room over there talking with one of his friends online. Kind of.
And that's the thing, you know, we when we move, things are going to be different. You know, they really are. And the kids, they were so good. Couldn't believe it. We were like, did we forget our kids and imposters go with us?
You're excited probably to see everything that was here.
Oh yeah, and they were good all the way back. But as soon as we went over that Wisconsin border, it was a whole different world. They were back. We're like, we need to get back out there. But they were happy out there. Like it was a new experience, which, you know, for all of us, me and the kids got to experience Vegas for the first time together, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that helped them too, because if I would have been out there before, like Tommy was, you know, and it was just their first time, I don't think it would have been the same. So we were able to experience something new together. And I think that helps them when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it does.
So, the chat's going by pretty quick, and I forgot to do a live chat. Whoopsie. Newbie move, newbie move.
Yeah, everybody's saying hi, waving, hi, hi.
For everybody that recently just came in, how was your Valentine's Day? I'm curious to know how everybody's Valentine's Day went. Although, like St. Patrick's Day, man, that's going to be fun. I'm saving up a bunch of time on my StreamYard so I can go live on St. Patrick's Day. Because it is St. Patrick's Day. Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Came out of nowhere.
Tommy's been sneezing all morning, and I keep picking on him for it. So. But that was a cute sneeze. I wasn't sure if you sneezed or what. And then I saw you go.
People tell me that all the time. Like, you sneeze like Minnie Mouse. I'm like, I don't know. I can't help it. It's either like Minnie Mouse or it's like this ridiculous, like, achoo! There's no in between.
Yeah, I don't know how I sound when I sneeze. I just know that when I sneeze, I try to hold it, and I'm told that's bad for you to hold it when you sneeze.
Yeah, it is.
And so I look at it this way. There's not really much more that can explode that I
No, don't think of it like that.
Hi, Cinnamon. Welcome, welcome.
Uncut Gems.
Oh. I will have to. Is that a new movie?
I haven't heard of it. Just reading the chat. Taking your kids to the Speedway on Rainbow.
Where is that at?
Southwest area, Southwest Vegas.
Oh.
I think that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, we didn't get to experience anything really outside of the Vegas Strip. Really, really, really wanted to go to brain fart. The other big area. Can't think of what it's called. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
The other big area?
Yeah, in Vegas.
Like the border area where
no, you got the Strip, and then you got the other area that people like going to, and I can't
Fremont?
Fremont, that's
Okay.
it. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. It was like on the tip of my tongue.
It's still technically considered the Strip. It's just downtown. Like the end of the Strip.
Yeah, I want to check that out. And because that's supposed to be crazy, but you don't want to take your kids, from what I was told. Because it's
my son's been there, and he's like, my eyes are burning. He said he's scarred for life. And I said, hey, you're growing up in Las Vegas. I don't know what else to say. Like, you've seen everything you could possibly see. And you're 12. So I
exactly. I look at it this way. They're eventually, when we move out there, they're eventually going to see it anyway. So you might as well just go with the flow, And I mean, you could see weird things at the gas station or the grocery store. I mean, it's just part of living out there.
Yeah, Fremont is a bit crazy. There are typically the same people that are out there every day. So you have the guy that stands out there with this big sign that says "Make America Naked Again." And he's out there every day, like in this crazy, I don't even know what it is. It like covers just his little area there, and it like has these straps that go over, and he's completely naked otherwise. And it could be 30 degrees outside. It could be 117 outside. He's still in the same outfit. Yeah, and then there's
I give him mad props that he doesn't have any self-image issues.
There's another lady that sits out there in her wheelchair. She has a sign that says retired stripper, and she has no top on, and just her her chest is all the way down, like hanging on her lap.
Oh,
man.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Just awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, right now, you know, we're talking about good memories, which is a good thing because, you know, when you have the struggle with mental health, a lot of times it's negative.
Yeah.
And so I try to be as positive as possible. I wasn't always like that. You know, it was like always the worst case scenario, you know, and so I like the fact that you came on with me, and I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, because it's bringing up positive things. It's bringing up things that made me happy, that made me smile, and made me giggle. You know, so it's I love when that happens because then I don't have all those negativities weighing me down.
Yeah.
You know, and people who don't struggle don't understand, you know, well, why can't you always just be happy? And it's not like that.
No.
So when certain things, like for me personally, when certain people are around or I see certain people, I get really excited because it reminds me of good things.
Yeah.
And then, not that anybody ever reminds me of anything bad at this point. Maybe the trolls when they get sassy, you know, it kind of reminds me of bad things, but
it doesn't necessarily have to be a person or something. Just maybe
yeah.
like, I know sometimes for me, like something that they're wearing or maybe something that's on their t-shirt might trigger a memory that is not such a good one or something like that. And it really doesn't have to do with the person, but it could just be something else.
Yeah,
But,
it smells.
Yeah.
Certain facial expressions, like there's a certain facial expression that I've begged Tommy not to do anymore because it's a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I realized that, he stopped doing it, but now he does these silly faces, and it's like, okay, so this is not to like be negative in any way, shape, or form, because I absolutely think this is funny and adorable, and I love when he does this. He talks Mexican, like actually got a Mexican accent, and it just, for him, it works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's adorable, it's funny, and he does it when I'm like, I don't know, it's like he can sense when I'm having like a bad moment. And so he'll just randomly do it, but it's always like when I'm starting to like feel like I'm going into a down spiral, and he'll do it, and it makes me giggle, and it kind of breaks it. Not always, but I would say a good 95% of the time.
That's funny.
And,
yeah, that's cute though that he can recognize that and try to help bring you out.
And I don't even think he realizes a lot of times, because I'm really bad with communication when it comes to my mental health and trying to explain things to him, because he doesn't suffer, and I don't know how to explain a lot of the things that go on in my head and stuff like that.
And I think sometimes too, it's not that you don't know how to explain it, it's that you can't. Like maybe you don't really understand it completely yourself, and so it's hard to kind of communicate it to other people of what it is. Because I understand that too. You know, I can't tell my husband everything because I don't really know how, like I don't have the words to describe what it is that I'm feeling. Like,
yeah, and a lot of times when you start explaining it, you stop in the middle because you're at a loss for words. You don't know how else, for how much more you can explain it, because the words just decide to leave your head. Mm-hmm. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome, dear. You know, and that's the thing. It is a struggle. It really is. So when
can you hear that? No, see, those are my crazy neighbors. They're fighting again and like slamming doors all day long. This is what they do. I'm like, no. Come move next door.
Oh, right. Let's get them out of there so we can.
Oh my gosh, they're so loud. Yeah, screaming and yelling and slamming doors, and it's just.
Now, is it like a side-by-side duplex type thing, or
no?
or is it just individual houses?
Yeah, it's individual houses.
And you can hear them through your walls? That's crazy.
Yeah, because they are ridiculously loud.
Huh.
I mean, our house is still close to theirs. We have a huge backyard, but you know, as far as the houses go, they're pretty close to each other on our street. But
Jennifer just called the cops on them anonymously.
I have thought about it. I haven't done it yet. I mean, if it gets, you know, kind of pretty out of control, or, you know, he says anything to her that I can hear, you know, I'll definitely call. But at this point,
they're going to do what they're going to do. As long as they don't hurt each other, I suppose yelling at each other isn't all too bad.
Yeah, it seems to be like couple bickering type stuff. So I try to stay out of it.
Right? Willow says it's hard to articulate emotion and or just what the monkeys are doing in your head. Exactly. Mine are monkeys, squirrels, and birds. I have an array. And none of them want to get along. Although, thank God, all of them get along in the real world. But in my head, not so much. And then Cinnamon says, Destiny, an unbalanced thyroid is a huge factor for mental health and depression. So they check my thyroid at least once a year because thyroid stuff runs in my family. And so they, as of right now, it said it's functioning, but that's about as far as it's like not good, not bad. It functions. So, yeah. But I also had really crappy doctors. So now I have a really good doctor. Absolutely love her to death. So I'll talk to her and see what she thinks of all the results and stuff like that and go from there. But yeah, I did not know that an unbalanced thyroid is a huge factor in mental health and depression. So thank you. I learned something today.
Yeah, it probably does contribute to it, but I know, you know, a lot of things that you've been through in your life, you know, I think have really led to your mental health.
It has, you know, and I personally don't feel that I was born with mental health. The problems that I have with my mental health, a lot of it has to do with the abuse I sustained. In high school, I was bullied. I was beat up. And then I went from high school, and while I was in high school, you know, I went into the abusive relationship, not knowing it was abusive, and it lasted for so long, and now I'm trying to recover from it. And you know, my first big step for my mental health was finally addressing that I was no longer a victim, that I was a survivor, and I needed to move forward. That was a huge step for me.
Yeah.
And because I was living in the victim mentality. So I was constantly like scared of everything. I mean, I still have certain things that freak me out, that do triggers and stuff like that. And each day it could be, I could smell the same thing for 3 days in a row, be fine. And then the fourth day, smell the same thing. And all of a sudden I'm having, it's triggering me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it varies, you know, every day is a struggle, and every day is, you just got to keep pushing forward, you know. And I put up thumbnails on my mental health chats, you know, try to be inspiring, you know, and be positive and stuff like that. And I'm really glad that I scheduled these out, because I'm not doing good on my uploads, because it's a lot. It's really a lot to try to do the research and not know at this point how to separate what you're looking up, and then have your mental health creep in and be like, you know, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. So it's hard. So I think I want to start doing just more positive, uplifting type uploads for a little bit and see how that works. And so I will start that next week. But as of right now, it's so hard just looking things up and trying to explain it as I understand that doctors and counselors are able to separate that stuff, but when you struggle with things mental health wise, it's hard to decipher what's what, because we didn't go to school to be medical doctors. We didn't go to school to be counselors. And I know for sure that it's hard to, I don't want to be one of those Google doctor people where you Google all your symptoms and come up with.
No, don't do that.
I used to do that. I used to Google everything because I wanted to know, but I had to have a specific diagnosis to be able to look up. But if I was sick with something, I would Google it.
That's like the worst thing to do because you get so many different things, and then you don't really know what is reliable and what's not. So
exactly. And
it's hard to sort through all that.
WebMD is amazing, and so is the Mayo Clinic, but sometimes those symptoms don't add up on both sites. You get some weird, crazy stuff, and I'm like, yeah. I only think of that because last night, the family Flips, Jessica and Joe, they were talking, and she shared a story about Google diagnosis.
Oh no.
And I love them to death. They're amazing people, and so I didn't feel so bad that I used to do that. I don't do it anymore, but because it got to a point where it seemed like everything I looked up was the worst case scenario, and I was already having issues with worst case scenarios. So I'm just like, no more. So now I only look up things that I've been actually diagnosed with, or the kids have been diagnosed with, or Tommy's been diagnosed with, so that I know more about that specific, instead of being like, no, my brain overload. Oh, I see it. Okay, so let's see. Willow says, yep, Cinnamon, my thyroid and adrenal gland both went off the rail last year, but are both shrunk back to normal and under control now. So I don't know exactly what I know what your thyroid is, but I don't know what your adrenal gland is.
It's just all hormone controlling things in your body.
Okay. Did they check all 6 panel tests for your thyroid test? The thyroid is the gatekeeper for majority of all types of hormones. I don't think so. I don't know. I just went in, gave blood, and then they did a 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I had an issue. I still have it. So my daughter is 12, and kind of embarrassing, but my daughter's 12, and I haven't, before she was a year, I stopped breastfeeding her, and I still lactate. And so the doctors did a CAT scan or an MRI to check to see if some gland, something was pushing on it to cause it. So I've had that type of a test done, and then just blood work, but that was it. And it sucks because I can't be around a baby under a certain age when they cry.
You're still having that now? Wow. I wonder what's causing that.
No, they can't figure it out.
It's your body thinking that you just had a baby.
And I had a partial hysterectomy in 2008. I had a partial hysterectomy from hemorrhaging, and so I haven't, ever since then, because right before I had that surgery, is when I stopped breastfeeding her. And I still have that issue, and they can't figure out what's causing it.
Wow. I wonder if it's some weird complication from a surgery or something. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know enough about it to really say, but
Right. Like I had, like I was like confused with it all because like I I couldn't meet my own niece when she was born for fear that I would start lactating if she cried. So I didn't meet her until she was over a year old.
Oh, wow.
And so, and that's with a lot of my friends' babies and stuff like that. I can't. If you have a baby under a year, sorry, I love you to death, but please don't come near me. Because it's nothing against you. It's just my body acts weird. And so, yeah, I don't know. They can't figure out what's going on with that and why it's going on, because the CAT scan or the MRI came back fine. They just can't figure out what's going on with it. So I don't know why.
That's
it's weird. Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be weird, it's going to happen to me, considering that I had a 1% chance with the whole spleen thing. And of course, my spleen exploded. I had AVM, and it's a birth defect. And it's not supposed to happen there. And of course, it happened to me. And for those who don't know what AVM is, it's arteriovenous malformation. It's a birth defect that's usually found in the brain or in your spine. Mine was in my spleen. And so I had a 1% chance of walking out of the hospital, and here I am.
There's a reason you're still here, Destiny.
Yeah, and you know, and the thing is too, is when the doctor tells you had a better chance at winning the lottery than having this, I should have played the lottery.
You just found gambling in Vegas.
Right. Well, we did. We went when we were there. We stopped at one casino to like actually play, or maybe it was two. But we walked through them, but we didn't, like, maybe one or two we played, and it was very little money.
Yeah.
We had a lot. Like, I have cards. I'm not sure exactly where they are right now, but I mean, because when you're first time ever in Vegas, you get like these little sweet deals to like get you to come and play and stuff like that. And so I had a free mixed drink from one casino that I took a sip of, and it was the most disgusting thing in the world. So Tommy drank it, and you know, so you get these like all these little kooky little reward things and stuff like that. So, and that was fun, but yeah, I'm not a big gambler.
No, me neither. Me neither.
And we go to the casino a couple times a year. Or we used to. We haven't in a while. Probably because he's really, really putting all his money back into the bargain effect, and now in the printing, prints by TBE. And so, so we don't really take the extra money that we used to have and go to the casino. So maybe someday.
Yeah, we kind of do it with the mindset of like, you know, you take a certain amount of money, like if you're going to go out to dinner or something like that, or you're going to go, like you have something in mind that you want to buy. So that's kind of how we look at it at the casino, is like, okay, we've got $100 or whatever, and we're just going to go spend it, basically, instead of like thinking of it as like gambling with it. It's like, we're going to go to the casino and spend this money. We're not expecting to get anything back. So. Right.
And exactly. I mean, Tommy and I would take, like, we would do date night and we go to the casino because they have a buffet there, and we love buffets. We are buffet junkies. And that's another thing that's good about Vegas. There's buffets everywhere.
Yes. And there's some amazing buffets here. There's some really good ones.
We went to one, and it was outside of the strip. I think it was like a 15 minute drive. And Tommy, where did we go to that hotel that was just gorgeous. They had a koi pond, and like it was just amazing. Yeah, I have pictures. I just don't remember what the name of the hotel was or where it was exactly. And so, yeah, they had like a huge place where you go out and it has a koi pond. It's got sitting areas. It's got a place where you can do yoga, and it's got a little water park. It's in like the surrounding of the hotel, but it's out. Their pool area looks like a water park.
I don't know.
It was on the west side.
Maybe it was the Silverton. The Silverton has a pretty good buffet, and it's attached to Bass Pro Shop.
No, I don't. It was like it was out in the middle of like, so you got off the highway, and you took a left, and it was like right, kind of tucked back a little bit. It was a beautiful place. I don't think I have a picture of it. Let me see.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know which one it is.
I wasn't sure if I had. Nope, I exited out of it. But yeah, it was gorgeous.
Red Rock?
Yeah, I think that's the name. That rings a bell.
That's way up. That's more way up north. Red Rock.
Summerlin area.
Yeah, that's up north.
It seemed like, I mean, when we were going there, it seemed like it was taking forever.
Yeah,
but then when we came back,
a ways up north.
When we came back, it was like, oh, we're back already? Holy cow. Why did it seem like it was way longer to get there than to get back?
Yeah, when we head up to Summerlin, we're like, okay, we're going to Utah, because it seems like it's so far. It's really not, but we're like, we always tease about that. Or like if we're going on the down the west side, we'll say we're like going to Cali. It just seems like it's so far, but it's really not.
Oh, my StreamYard chat stopped, but it picked back up now. Old School Picker said, I would rather listen to someone that has been where I have been than a doctor or therapist any day. Exactly.
Yeah.
And now doctors put me on all types of psychological drugs when I only needed thyroid medicine. Yeah, see, I've tried everything, but I have a bad habit of, if it gets me feeling weird, I don't want to take it. I don't want to take the medicine. I need to function. And 9 times out of 10, it takes 6 weeks to be able for it to be fully in your system. And that's usually the shortest time that I'm told. And I can't afford to sleep for 6 weeks or even a couple weeks.
No.
You know? And so, I have a bad habit of not wanting to take the medication. The medication that I'm on now, they told me that I could either take it in the morning or at night. And I was so tired when I first started taking it. I took it during the day to see how I would react. And I was so tired during the day with it that we switched it to night. And now I'm getting pretty used to it, but I think it's not strong enough yet. And so I'm on the lowest dose as of right now. And so they got to up it, but you have to be on it like a certain dose for so long, and then they can up it and so on and so forth. But I got to go and make an appointment this week to have my meds checked, and then hopefully she'll up it so that it feels like it's working again, because I've been on it for like 2.5 months, something like that now. And so it helps when it's working.
Yeah, maybe they just need to
sleep really good.
Yeah.
Although the other night I had a dream that have you guys ever seen the show Quantum Leap?
Yes, I used to love watching that show.
Okay, so So all of a sudden, like the other night, I went to sleep and I felt like I was in an episode of Quantum Leap because it was jumping from one thing to another, and I was like, I woke up and I'm just like
choose your own adventure, Des.
I know, right? And I wasn't able to choose the right one. It was weird. It was so weird. Although Tommy had a dream this morning because he woke up early and then he came back to bed. But he had a dream that some people stole Mr. Pickles and then tried to cover it up by giving us a different bird. And this bird had all its feathers, like we weren't going to notice. And so he was him and his buddies were on the hunt to find Mr. Pickles because all I could do was cry.
Give us $1 million or the Pickles gets it.
Right? And I was like, well, he was on his own adventure when Tommy was telling me. I was like, wait, who took my Mr. Pickles? Like, and so yep, and Mr. Pickles was floating around the reseller community on YouTube. I got weird dreams.
Someone stole the bird.
I mean, everybody loves Mr. Pickles because he's how can you not love Mr. Pickles, you know? But he was on an adventure. And then so this morning he was out walking around on the floor because he's got to do his daily exercise on the floor. And he wouldn't come near me. And I'm like, Tommy, he's not coming near me. Like, we already switched him.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, we have kooky things that go on here. And dreams are just, yeah. So now that my dreams are starting to kind of get weird again and disturbing, they sound funny once, you say it out loud. But when you're having the dream, it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
So I know it's time for a med check for sure. Let's see. Let me look up certain issues, not my substance. Yeah, see, and that's what I do too, Denise. Now, I didn't always do that, but in it to flip it. Hello, welcome. As usual, I've been listening, but Tommy's Mr. Pickles dream made me laugh, so I had to jump in.
I know, it's pretty funny.
Okay. When and if you move, Pixie, you have a lot to move. Not really, because we're only going to have a certain size truck that a moving truck that we're going to pick or have, not pick, but have. And whatever we can fit in there is going to go in there. The rest of the stuff we're getting rid of.
Yep, that's what we did when we moved from California. We got like the largest moving truck, and then we had like a thing to tow our car behind it. So it was just whatever fits in here is what we're taking, and if it doesn't fit, we either sell it or it just stays. That's it.
Yeah, so we're taking our couch. That's one thing we're taking. Tommy's The Bargain Effect and Prince by TBE all that stuff will be coming with us. But we're not taking our beds. We're getting rid of those. We are getting rid of a lot of things, like the top half of my liquor cabinet here, and the bottom. There are two different pieces. I've had the top piece forever, and then Tommy found me this piece here to go with it not too long after we moved into the house. You're not taking our couch? Yes, we are. It's got some recliners in it. We're going to have to talk about that.
Uh-oh.
We got rid of the other, not the one that we gave the kids, the one we got from Mom and Dad. But yeah, we're going to downsize. See, I have a hard time letting go of things. And so, like, all my Irish stuff is coming with. And I can put those all.
Uh-oh.
I guess he spoke. I'll get my way. No, I won't. Not when it comes to the furniture. We can get it down there a pretty good price. So decor is that's true. But my couch is green. So it'll go. It'll go. I need some green. Yes, decor is totally different out there. We're taking all of the presidential stuff that we have for Tommy's collection. That's all coming with us. And I'm taking my wolves pictures. I don't care how different the decor is out there. I'm taking my wolf pictures. But no, a lot of the stuff we're just, you know, we're going to get rid of and start over out there.
I don't really notice like the decor. I mean, it's individualized, I think. I don't think there's like a specific thing or theme or whatever for as far as decor goes. I mean, my house is not Southwest. It's just lived in. I don't know. Like, that's my theme.
And that's the thing, you know, like, I'm not, I have to learn to let go of things. Like this morning, we have a towel that we've had for a long time. I love this towel. It's a huge towel and it's starting to wear through because we've had it for so long and we've used it so much. And so Tommy was like, I'm taking this downstairs. I'm turning it into rags. I'm like, but I love the towel. He's like, you need to let your hoarding issues go. I'm like, all right, but you got to find me a replacement.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that. Is I have a hard time keeping things. So I will get in this almost like a manic type mode of where I'm upset or angry or just not having it that day or just having a really bad day. And I will just start throwing everything away. Like, it's bothering me, it's in my space, or it's just too much. I'm feeling claustrophobic or whatever it is. And it just has to go. Like, it needs to get out. And so I throw everything away. But then I feel bad about it later. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I got rid of that. Or my husband's like, hey, where did my such and such go? And I'm like, I don't know. But it's in the trash.
See, Tommy, so when I go through cleaning spurts like that, it's because I've collected too much stuff. So Tommy puts on hoarders and then watches that for a couple of days. And then I'm like, and I'm like, I don't want to live like that. And I'll start tossing everything. Like, I go through my clothes, I go through everything and start getting rid of stuff. And then, like, Tommy will be like, where did this go? And I'm like, I think I binged it.
I do the same thing. My mom used to get so mad at me because every year I would throw out all of the Christmas decorations, all of the Halloween decorations every year. And then every year I'd have to go buy new ones. She would be so pissed. And I'm like, I don't want to store them. Like, I hate looking at them. Just get rid of them. We can buy new ones next year. And she would get so angry at me. Yeah, I don't know. It bothers me.
I wish I could be one of those people that didn't have an emotional connection to everything. I really wish, but it's not the case. So I have to do it in layers and in steps.
Yeah.
I have to do it like that. And I'm just very thankful that I am not like a lot of those people on the show of hoarders. You know, hoarders helps me not be a hoarder. But I am a hoarder. I will admit that. I always have been, I think. And I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it could be a heck of hours. Like, I could have stacks of stuff all the way through my house. Yeah. I don't. And so, like, I started getting claustrophobic with being over in this little corner over here before Tommy got me these tables. And so now I have a big opening. I can breathe. I don't feel like everything's closing in on me. And so with that, I was just like, cool, I got more room. And Let me tell you, when I say my area, most people see in my little area. Let me tell you, when we cleaned it out to put these tables in, the whole living room was crammed with stuff. Our bed was crammed with stuff. And nobody was around. And I started yelling at myself and couldn't believe how, like, it didn't look like it was that jam-packed, but somehow I managed to jam-pack all this stuff in my little area. And that was probably why I was feeling claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like sinking in, I guess, at that time. But I yelled at myself. So when we left to go get the tables, I was telling Tommy, I'm like, I don't know how I do it. I really don't. But I had a good yelling at myself. And he kind of looked at me. I'm like, our bed is covered. Our living room has all the stuff that was over in my desk area. And it's a lot of crap. I said, but don't worry, you don't have to yell at me. I yelled at myself. I mean, it was to the point where I was yelling at myself that Mr. Pickles and Kaplan and Remington, they all were looking at me like I had lost my mind completely. All right, hold on. I saw a comment up here that I want to address so that it's clear. Let me find it real quick. Okay, so I was asked, did you say you hear children crying? No. These are real babies. If I am around a child under the age of 1, I can't personally be around them because I begin to have some issues that are not comfortable. And so I choose not to be around children under the age of 1 if I can help it. But no, I don't hear babies crying. So yeah. Let me see here. Okay, Tommy answered that question. I watched a video on Colorado. No, I can't even talk. Colorado Belle, how it's barely existing now. It used to be booming. What is Colorado Belle?
It's a hotel in Laughlin.
Okay.
So Laughlin used to be really, really nice. I haven't been there in many, many years, but we used to go there like every summer to go water skiing and jet skiing and all that. That's right there on the Colorado River. But I haven't been there in so long. But I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. But they really haven't. I mean, again, I haven't been there in so long, but to me, it's like they never really like upgraded the hotels or never really kind of kept up with the times and have just kind of let it go.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it's like here in Vegas, it's always changing. You know, they're tearing stuff down, they're building new things, they're remodeling. Yeah. Like Hard Rock is closed right now for the next like 8 months, and they're doing a whole entire remodel because now Virgin is taking it over. So that's going to be a brand new hotel when they reopen it. And, you know, it's constantly changing here. They're always building something new and tearing something down just to keep up.
Right.
Keep up with, you know, the new times and to continue to bring in the young crowd as well. But I think Laughlin is just old. It's old.
Well, I'm glad we stopped there, even though we weren't in there very long. I'm glad we stopped there too when we were out there. Mm-hmm. So, we have a yelling bird.
He's chatty today.
What's that?
He's chatty.
Yeah, she is. Well, she's mad. So, Mr. Remington, I don't know how he did it, but he messed up one of his wings. He broke some of the blood feathers, and so he is in a separate cage than her so he can heal.
Oh.
And he gets to go down by Daddy in the basement and gets to hang out with Daddy in the basement. And she's not a very happy camper because she couldn't go too. But The thing is she's a rambunctious one, and so she gets real hyper and she like messes with them and stuff like that. But he needs time to heal,
Yeah.
and so yeah, she's not happy.
That's funny.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, you never know what bird noises you're going to hear from my house when I'm live. Usually I'm getting yelled at because he's downstairs with Tommy and she's calling for him, but he could care less if she's calling for him or not. It's great.
Animals are so
he's more laid back, chilled, tries to fly, keeps bumping because the one side he broke off some of the feathers. So he flies crooked. So we're like, no, wait, you need to heal. And so he's constantly crashing because of it. So this last time he crashed, I was like, he's got to stay in the cage till he is completely healed so that nothing bad happens. You know, we have a suicide bird. We already had a suicide bird who likes to jump off the bird cage, Mr. Pickles. But actually it's seizures. So we've figured that out now. We did. We thought he was trying to commit suicide, honestly, and it's no making fun of anybody or anything like that. Because he would fall. Like we thought he was trying to kill himself by jumping off the side of the cage and found out that it was actually seizures. So now he's all protected and padded. So he hasn't had one in a little while. So I'm happy about that. But we did change his diet up a little bit. And so I'm hoping that helps. And he's ornery to Kaplan. Hey, be nice, Mr. Pickles. She's lonely. She's lonely. So
that's what we did with our dog, because Winston, he was having seizures, and I didn't know that that's what it was at first either, until I started doing some research, like what is happening. So then I figured out that he was having seizures, and then we changed up his diet, got rid of any type of like wheat and gluten type, just basically store-bought dog food, and changed it, and now he hasn't had one in years. I think maybe he was just allergic to something in his diet.
Yeah, and I think that might be what's going on with him too. But Quaker parrots, they're very well known for having seizures. It's just something that's part of their what they are, and it's part of how they got their name. And so he's doing better now that we took some of the things that were in his diet away. And so he hasn't had one, like I said, in a little bit, probably about a week or two. And so he seems happier. And we introduced other things into his diet, which he seems to love. And so and then his last fall that he had, when he had his last seizure, it was pretty grody. So I think it's been about a week. He made himself bleed pretty good, but he's good. He's good.
That's good.
That's when we realized what was going on, because Tommy noticed a pattern when it was happening. His one foot being locked. It looked like it was locked. And so that's how we realized what was. Tommy pays attention to that stuff. I was just like crying because he was bleeding and he wasn't really moving all that well. And I'm like, well, yeah. So Tommy's the brains behind our a couple, being a couple. So, but he notices things like that. So I'm very thankful for that, because I'm not always, I guess, paying attention to everything that's going on. I'm more concerned at making it better instead of trying to figure out what the pattern is and stuff. So yeah, but he's good. He's good. He's a survivor too.
That's awesome. He's so cute.
We made him a bird bath, right, out of 2 Tupperware bowls. We made our own bird bath. We don't want to go spend but $15 on a bird bath. So we made him one because he's a big bird. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's what they would classify a medium to small size bird. But he wouldn't have fit in any of the ones that we were looking at. So we made him one. Okay. And Kaplan started it. She broke the ice between the parakeets and Mr. Pickles by going up into Mr. Pickles' water dish and splashing water at Mr. Pickles. And she kept doing it, right? Mr. Pickles got mad, and I thought he was going up to, like, try to bite her because he gets ornery like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do? He went and stuck his whole head in the water and then went over by her and shook his head. We have water fights in our house because of the birds. And so we made up the Tupperware. We have 2 big Tupperwares on top of each other with a hole cut out. And that's their bird bath. And they love it. And so now they don't take and spray the whole floor with water, the window with water. Now they keep it in there, but trying to get all the birds in there at one time and get a picture is not very easy.
That's so cute.
But they'll do it when we're not paying attention. Like they know when I have my phone in my hand that I am willing, I'm going to take a picture every chance I get,
Yeah, my dogs are the same way. They see the camera and then they just stop.
Yep.
I'm like, doing what you were doing. It was cute. And they're just like.
Yep. And it's. And I think they do it on purpose. Okay, so we already went through the couch conversation situation.
Yeah. We had that conversation too, and I choose to pick my battles. And yeah, the couch one was when I lost.
Yeah. January.
I hate our couch.
The Comfortable Life said January 2019. I looked at my wife and asked, where did all this shit come from? House was full of all kinds of items. She said, you bought it. That's awesome. Oh, I can relate. I can relate. Because Tommy tries to blame me for things that I don't do. And he was laying on the couch earlier and he said something. And I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. He did it. But then he was like, oh, you didn't, huh? And I'm like, no. And then he's like, oh, you know what you did. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I got to think of something, but you know you did something. I get blamed for stuff all the time.
Oh.
And so I'm sitting here looking all confused because I have no idea what he's talking about. Nothing new in our house. It is what it is,
Wants to blame you for something, but he doesn't know what yet.
Yeah, so he tries to find a reason to do it, or try to catch me up and get myself in trouble by doing something. So, yeah, no,
You want to say hi?
See, what is 6 round trip California to Oregon, moving in 2013. Our 2 trucks, flatbed trailer, 3 horse trailers. George and I are hybrid wolf. Ooh,
hybrid wolf.
I want one of those. Auto, 3 horses. They're stock, track, saddles, harnesses, carriage, whole household. Whoa, 6 trips.
6 trips.
Yeah, we're only
making exhausting.
1 trip.
6 trips would be exhausting. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm only allowed 1 trip, and whatever isn't work. Hold on. Let me get the quotation marks. Isn't work related will be the space that I get. I'm like, but I'm going to go through my clothes. I'm going to get rid of a lot of my clothes, and we're each going to have 1 tub of clothes. And my tub is bigger than everybody else's, so I got more. But no, we're gonna all have the same size tub, and we're gonna fill those up. And whatever doesn't fit in there, then we're not taking.
Yeah.
All right, Denise. Thank you for coming, my friend. Much love, dear. So, So yeah, I mean, I have two birds, well, three birds, a cat, and two ducks. So wherever we move to, we have to figure out how to deal with the duck situation. I mean, because I want to take them with us, but I think it might be way too hot down there for them, um, unless we had a pool. I mean, they have a slipping slide and they have their little pool, but I don't know how they would survive out in Nevada. And so we have a buddy that is absolutely in love with our ducks. And so if it gets, when we do it gets closer to moving, then if they're still with us, because they're kind of older, they're going to be 6. If they're not 6 already, I can't remember. Well, they're getting there. If we still have them, then and it's not feasible to take them with us down there because it might hurt them or be bad for them, then our buddy will take them because they love winter. They can survive up to -50 below. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And so as much as I don't want to leave them behind, it all depends on how the environment's going to work out for them. Because at this point, as much as I love my baby ducks, well, they're not babies, but my babies, if Tommy, his health is more important. And so I don't know if that sounds bad or not, but I will find a way to make things work if I can. So
Yeah.
Research.
I don't know how ducks would do. I mean, we have parks and things like that have ducks, but I don't know how it would be to have your ducks at home. I know that out here they always tell you to bring your animals in during the summer. I mean, both my dogs are indoor dogs all year round, but we're supposed to bring all the animals in during the summer because it just gets so hot. I don't know how the ducks would do out here.
Yeah, and they're Akana ducks, and so they are a northern duck. I mean, they're a northern duck, and so I just we'll do the research and figure it out. I mean, we always do. Look into the medical before you move, Pixie. Lynn, that's the thing. When we were out there, neither one of us, Tommy or I, had any pain. Tommy was on a lot of medication when we went out there, and he did not have to take his medication not once. Not once. He didn't have the need for it. Everything, he felt so good. He was able to move. He felt young again. Not that he's old, but before he got sick with the arthritis and stuff, he wasn't crabby because he wasn't in pain. No offense. No offense. I love you.
We all live that way.
But yeah, I mean, I was able to move. I could breathe. I didn't have to worry about my asthma out there. I didn't use my asthma medicine once while I was out there. And before then, I mean, I had a nebulizer. I had breathing treatments I had to do. It was crazy. I could breathe, and it was amazing to be able to breathe. And and that's the thing too. That's right, Lynn. If you have respiratory problems, desert isn't the place. But the thing is I no longer have asthma issues since we were out there. I'm just scared that the longer we're here back in Wisconsin, that I'll start having those again. But I felt like $1 million when we were out there, and so did Tommy.
Yeah, there are desert allergies. Because I've noticed moving from California to here, my asthma is a lot better because my asthma can get really bad sometimes, especially with the humidity. It just feels like I can't breathe. So if it's too humid, I can't breathe. There are a few days during the summer, like if it gets really, really hot, it's hard to breathe. I don't know if that's because of my asthma or just because it's so hot. But there are different allergies out here that have affected me differently than when we lived in Cali. But as far as like being sick and things like that, I hardly ever get sick here at all. But every time we go to California, I get sick and then we come back. So,
Yeah.
aside from the allergies, which I can live with that, I don't want to be sick. I don't want the asthma or, like you said, I had a nebulizer too when we moved out here. And when we first got here, I was bronchitis, ear infections, like all that stuff all the time. And now it's like I don't have any of that. None of that.
So, oh, hey, Mary Deathly Deals. Hi, sweetie. I don't remember if I said hi to you earlier. I did see you come in. So if I didn't, hello, dear. Thank you for coming. I do apologize. She says extreme heat does affect your lungs. It felt like my lungs were drying out, like in a good way, when I was out there. And I was able to, I just can't stress enough how awesome it was to be able to breathe and not have to take an inhaler. Because I had an inhaler in I had two purses. One was in each purse. I had one in the truck. I had one in my vehicle. I had asthma inhalers everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad. When we got out there, it felt like it was drying out my lungs. The moisture was drying out in a good way. And I think now, like with my upper respiratory thing that's going on now, I'm just afraid that that's going to trigger my asthma again. And so we got to move out there. That's all I got to say. We got to move out there, and Tommy, he swell like he does here. He was moving. So normally, we go to the Dells, which is not as big as the Las Vegas Strip, and he can only usually do so far before he starts to hurt. We walked up and down the Vegas Strip, and we went as far as, where did we go? Where the ship was, the pirate ship.
Like Treasure Island.
Yeah, Treasure Island. So we went as far as there, and then we were able to come back. And that is a long, long walk on one side.
Yes, it is.
That and came back. And so we felt like $1 million. Not that I would say that it would, it could be different the next time we go out there, where we're like, but going from a very high humidity place to a place that's dry, like it was magic. It felt like magic,
I have a blanket like behind me and my dog keeps pulling on it. Here, you want this?
And to flip it, we went to Vegas the end of June, beginning of July, 2 years ago. And we were planning on going last year, but with my spleen, it's thrown us all into a world spin because I was not cleared to travel long distances until the beginning of this year. And so, and I'm still healing. It's only been 8 months. It's really hard to believe it's only been 8 months. It feels a little bit longer than that. So yeah, I wasn't able to. Hello, Gamer Pro. Welcome. I do not know how to say your first part of your YouTube name, so I do apologize. But welcome, my friend.
It's Lebanese.
Lebanese?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I would have totally murdered that. Totally murdered that. Oh, awesome. Oh, he is live? Awesome. Jacob. Okay, so I had Jacob on. Can you get his link for me, Gamer Pro, please? Lebanese Gamer Pro. So he was on a couple weeks ago, and on the let me look. The first. So 2 weeks ago, he was on here with me. He's awesome. He will definitely, help any way he can with your channels. You know who he is too, don't you, Crystal?
I do. I saw him the first time on your channel and I was kind of blown away. So I definitely checked out his channel and he has helped me tremendously. I can't even say how much he's helped me.
He's so full of knowledge and so smart, and he's
Yes.
so like everything that you could possibly think of when it comes to YouTube. He's not a really huge channel, and he doesn't care that he's not a huge channel, but he is there for the people that are there for him. And
well, he's actually grown pretty quickly considering he's only been doing it a few months.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Let me get the link.
Okay.
He can't put it in there because he's not a mod, but I can get it really quick. I have it.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that he was live. But definitely.
He's been sick.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, so he's been sick, so he hasn't been doing any of his. What's the matter? He hasn't been doing any of his live streams.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing, we're all allowed to be sick.
Yeah.
It's okay to be sick. He has it as a test stream. Oh, okay. So I guess you could go on a test stream.
You want to say hi? Is that what it is? You just like being on camera. I think he likes being on camera. Every time I go live, he wants to be up here and he wants to say hi.
And that's the thing, Mr. Pickles, too. I mean, I had to ground him from being live because he had to be live. He's a YouTube junkie.
Yeah, this one too, because he'll sit here and bark at me and like pull on my pants and all kinds of things. Like, I just want to see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I come up here and he's all shy.
Yeah, that's to approve what you're doing when you're doing it. And this and that. I mean, that's how Pickles is too, Mr. Pickles. Kaplan could care less, unless she hears hears a noise that she really likes, and she'll come over. Remington, he's like, okay, Mom, you're gonna put me on top of your head or pick me up. I'm gonna go on top of your head, and so it's so different how their personalities are, each of them.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, like if I know that if we would get a tablet and we would put it up so that the birds could watch whatever they want, Mr. Pickles would have it down in no time.
That's funny.
Because he was like, when I get a call, a video chat, he'll like want to know who I'm talking to, and if it's a video, he has to make sure he gives kisses because he knows exactly where the camera is to give kisses, and all you see is his tongue coming at you. It's like, yeah. See, love that.
Oh yeah. I like this one too, but my other dog, he could care less. This one, though, he always wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like with the kids too. Like every time I'm live, they're all like, Mom, are you live? Are you live? I'm like, not every time that I'm on the computer am I live, but yes, the moment I am live. And they're like, can you mute it? I'm like, why? And so I'll mute it, and they're like, I just wanted to say I love you. I'm like, well, I love you too, but why did I have to mute for that? They get sassy sometimes, but I think the kids are YouTube junkies too, and so I'm really glad that they put that whole new thing into place for kids, because some of the things that my kids tell me that they've seen on YouTube, not so good. It's like,
yeah, I know.
Thank goodness they put that into place. And it's like, yep. So now they're very monitored, even closer than before, even though that they were monitored before. It's just sometimes they're able to get around that stuff. And because kids are too smart for their age.
Yeah, they are definitely smart. What are you doing?
Like I know that both of my children were able to hack into their laptops, and they figured out a way to do it. And so we had to figure out how to make it to where they couldn't do that. It's
like they're born these days knowing just how to use the technology.
Oh yeah, a lot of times I have to have my son, like, I'll unlock my phone and be like, fix this for me. Or I'll be like, Tommy, fix this for me. Show me how this works.
Yeah, it's like we had to learn it, It's like for them, they're just born into it. It's already here.
Oh
so
yeah.
It's different for them. Or we had to learn it all. What are you doing? You're just being such a baby right now. You're just laying on me.
He's like, see, I can be loving and caring too. That is so funny.
He is such a baby, though. He always wants to be picked up and held.
Oh yeah, that's how Gabby is when she wants her way. Like, the only time she really wants anything to do with me is when she wants something, which isn't very often for me, but because she's a daddy's girl. And she'll go on the porch and she'll come up, because my desk, like, the porch is right here, and so I have this big picture window, bay window thing here. Thank you for stopping by, Mary Deathly Deals. Much love to her. Have a good day. And so she'll, because our couch is pretty big, and we have 2 sections that we weren't able to put into the house with the couch. And so we have them sitting right here. Well, she'll jump on the back of the one right here, and she'll stick her face to the window, and then she'll knock. Well, you're the one that decided to go outside on the porch and get cold, and now I have to stop what I'm doing to let you in. And I'll be like, Joseph, Jasmine, can you let the cat in? Gabby, come in now.
That's so funny. That's cute, though. She'll knock to come in.
Oh yeah, and Tommy can call her, and she'll go hauling butt down by him. Or I'll tell her, go tell your daddy. And she'll go downstairs, and all of a sudden, like, if we're live together and she's up here being annoying to me, I'll be like, go by daddy. And all of a sudden you'll see her a little bit later, not too much later, walking behind Tommy. She knows who daddy is.
Yeah.
But she has a tendency of nipping me, like putting her teeth on my hand. And it's like, we no bite. We no bite. Not the mamas. And Tommy looked it up, and I guess it's a sign of affection, because she's not breaking the skin. She's just putting, it's like a little love bite type thing. And I'm like, well, she can go love bite you all she wants. She does not need to do that to me. And
that hurts.
Yeah, and she does it to my feet, and my feet already are jacked up. So it's like, when she hits the plate just right doing that stuff, it's sending through the rough. I'm like, oh, that is hilarious. I just got kicked out of my own YouTube. I got to switch accounts. Kick me into my other account. My what I call a real life account, not my Shamrock Pixie account. There we go.
Real life account.
My real life account. I used to write on YouTube, and so we used to call it, our character page, or character YouTube page, or Facebook. Sorry, Facebook. I wrote in groups in Facebook, and so we like character page or RP page, real page, and so I did that for quite a few years. I loved it. I loved writing with a group of people, and it was so fun. I don't do it as much anymore. I kind of got out of it. I still follow a couple people that still write. I just recently was begged again to come back to writing. I just don't have the time right now.
Yeah.
There's other things I have to do first before I can get back into it. But I can't even finish my book. I'm writing. It's a paranormal romance, and it's about a shapeshifter, and so I haven't been able to
time. Sometimes you just have, the mom life. It's hard to find the time. And then when you do have extra time, you just want to relax.
Yep. And then See, a lot of my, like I always say, my muse went to sleep. She won't wake up. She took a sleeping pill and she won't wake up. Or she abandoned me. One of the two things. And in it to flip, it says, yeah, my female cat does that too. The nipping.
No.
It drives me nuts. Oh, does it drive me nuts? But my muse, she decided that she wanted a vacation. She's coming back for a while. It'd be nice. She could have taken me on vacation too, It would have been real nice. But I've had, I haven't been able to like really sit down and have time to like start thinking and try to write. And I had it almost done. I only had like one chapter to go, and then my computer was busted on me and I lost the whole thing. So I had to start over. Yeah. And I was so mad. But what can you do? I can't recover it. And I didn't know that you could save that stuff online. At that time, I had no idea. And so I was like, crud. And so I lost it and I had to start over. So I'm still stuck in the first chapter. And it's been about 8 years. 7 years. I keep rewriting it. I keep rewriting that first chapter. And
it's never going to be like the first book that you did. It's never going to be exactly the same.
Exactly. I mean, it was good. Like I had, like I used to work on it all the time, even though I was writing on Facebook with other people, I was able to write my book. And then I think a lot of it had to do too that the person I wrote with, they passed away in a car accident.
Oh.
And so I kind of lost my drive for a specific character, that the one for my book that I'm writing. I wrote under her on Facebook. And so I don't know if maybe that has something to do with why I just can't come out with it, but it'll get done. I just need,
or maybe writing in the Facebook groups too will kind of help you get that momentum going again.
Yeah. And I'm hoping so, but I don't like when I was writing with Facebook on Facebook, you couldn't see me. You had no idea what I looked like. And so there was only like a few people in the group, like the moderators and stuff like that, the admins. They had to have your real life page information. They needed to know who was on the other side of that character. And so I had no issues with that. But the fans and stuff, there was only a couple people that became really good, like they were very encouraging and stuff like that. They became my friends, and we exchanged information, so I was okay with that. But so it was easy to hide behind that character, because it was like bits and pieces of me. Like I had a couple different characters that I wrote under, and each character, like the one that I have, my main one that my book is about. So she was everything I wished I could be in real life, that I was able to be behind the screen. And because you take on that character persona when you're writing in a group, and when you're talking to people that are following you, you have to be that person. Like you have to be that character. You have to stay in character. You can't break out of the character for any reason, because you have a lot of people that are really crazy that follow writers on, they're called role players in Facebook. But we are just writers that get together, have a group, write a story together. Okay, it's not like any of those weird other things that role playing. Okay,
a whole different group.
Things were written, but 98% of the people that wrote on Facebook or Facebook. I keep feeling like I'm messing that up. They were females. There were females that I wrote with that I was confused if they were a female or male because they took on the persona of being a male and they did it well. I tried one time to write as a male and I couldn't do it. My character was the person I was writing as was supposed to be strong, alpha male, and yeah, didn't come out.
That's funny.
Let's just say it didn't come out that way. But my main character, she was everything that I wish I could be. And I was able to channel her and be that person behind the screen because nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew what I looked like, so I was able to take on that role and I loved it. I did. I absolutely loved doing that because I was able to express a lot of things that I felt that I couldn't just say. Like
and nobody knew who you were.
And nobody knew who I was. And so I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like the whole world was watching me, even though they were, because I was putting it into words, into stories and stuff. And so, I still talk to a lot of the people that I wrote with. I still follow their characters. I still support them because just because I left doesn't mean just because I left didn't mean that I was giving up on them. I wasn't abandoning the group. It's just something that I had to do for myself. And so with that, I cried, and it was such a hard decision, so hard to decide if I was going to stay or leave doing what I was doing that I love to do. But my mental health also came crashing down at the same time. And there was no way that I could take and do that, do this, do all this other stuff and still focus on my writing.
Yeah.
And so it just now I'm hoping that it'll get better. I mean, I with the writing part of it, I may end up going and reopening up that account that I have and start writing again. But I don't know. I don't know where this path is leading me at this moment. I just can only take it one day at a time and work as best as I can at improving everything around me. And so it'll just, if it comes, that would be awesome because I love to write. I was good at it. I mean, I can't say there was a whole lot of things in my life that I was good with, but writing was one. It was a gift that I had. And so I absolutely positively was happy. And then, Willow said, sounds like your mojo just got squashed by losing your original draft and by losing your writing partner. It did. Yeah. Really did. And the thing is like when that happened, when that person passed away, now like to this day, I don't know if it was a male or a woman, because it was a male character, it was a shapeshifter, and they helped me with my writing and messages. So like, because I was really intrigued with that world on Facebook, because I was like, well, you have these pictures, and a lot of people use pictures off of like a certain person, like movie star or, musician or whatever, and that's what their character looked like. So you have a visual of what this person that they're trying to write as looks like. Okay. And so I cannot watch anything that has, what is his name? Let me think. Amy. Oops. Her name is Amy Adams, and she was in a movie with, let me look. I gotta look because I was gonna drive me nuts. His name is Matthew. Distant. No, that's not it. Disenchanted. Let me see here. Where is the characters? Here we go. Writers. James. His name's not Matthew. His name is James Marsden.
James Marsden?
Yeah. The guy is James Marsden. But let me see if I can get this to pull up. Okay.
Oh, okay. I know who that is. I didn't recognize his name, but I see his picture. I know who that is.
Yeah. Let me just show everybody. So this guy right here, the person that I wrote with used that person as his character to like show people what he, so you had a visual of what the character was. I can't watch anything with this actor in it now, or a Black Panther, which I have a Black Panther up here on my wall. That's in memory of my writing partner. Tommy actually picked that up for me, and I thought that was the most amazing gift. One of the most amazing gifts he's given me up until that point. He's given me a lot of amazing gifts, but so that is named after the person's character, and that's one of my all-time favorite treasures that I have. But when we were supposed to write together, they were getting off of work, and they were upset because I got into a fight with a coworker at work. And they said, I was like, well, you need to calm down so that, you can make it home safe. And they said that, they're going to calm down, and then they were going to drive home. So give them about 2 hours. And, well, on the way home, they were hit by a car. They were in a car accident. They were hit, and it was the other person's fault. And they passed away. And the person that wrote as that person's mother is the one that messaged me because they were neighbors. So they knew each other in real life. But they were neighbors, and she messaged me and said, hey, they're not coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he have to go back to work, And she was like, no, just got the call that he passed away. And I'm like, what do you mean he passed away? I just talked to him. And that's when she said that they were in a car accident and didn't make it. And so that was really hard. Yeah, it was really hard for me. And I just kind of like gave up, I guess. So that does make sense because it's all around that time when all that stuff happened. And so I will get it back. I will get it back. I'm bound and determined to get that back and wake up my muse or get her back on from vacation. And it's just going to take some time, but it's been long enough. It's been quite a few years now. And see, I'm getting yelled at.
Yeah, she's crazy today.
Right? Hi, Glenn. Welcome. Hey. All right. I guess that is our cue. We've been on for a little over 3 hours.
Wow. It doesn't seem like that long, but yeah.
I know, right? So we are going to head out. Thank you again, Crystal, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Once the video is processed, I'm going to drop her link down below. And make sure you guys are showing love to her. She's awesome. And hopefully very soon we'll be neighbors. That would be awesome.
I hope so. That would be amazing. If you need anything, though, let me know, and it can help, or whatever. You know how to reach me.
For sure, because we still are planning on moving, and we kind of we're thinking, oh, maybe we'll go this way, but Vegas has always been the number one place on our list of places to move. So we just got to make it happen. And so thank you, Comfortable Life. You have a wonderful, great weekend as well. So with that being said, much love, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your week. Stay positive. You have any issues, you can hit us up. And I am at theshamrockpixie@gmail.com. Let me find my banner. You can message me, and I will help the best I can, or I can direct you in the direction that you need to go. With that, we will talk to you later. Oh, make sure you're here next week, 11 a.m. Central Time. We will have episode 8 of Mental Health Chat. Much love, everybody. We'll chat at you later.
Bye.
Bye.